coming to you live from Princess Park. Fitzroy play host to Adelaide on AFL Live.
And a very good afternoon, everyone, from Princess Park. The Lions making their way onto the arena for today's match, a continuation of round 19. The Crows, well, they need only 2 wins from their last 4 matches to guarantee themselves their first finals place in AFL history. And indeed, their respective ladder positions should indicate that they will win here this afternoon, despite the fact that it's a very blustery day in the Victorian capital. The Crows, of course, certainly that they have plenty of motivation, but it's also worthwhile remembering that their last win here in Melbourne was way back in round 1. And in fact, that was their only win here in Melbourne for the year. Fitzroy's performance has left in recent weeks a little bit to be desired. They've fallen away as the season has progressed, winning only 1 of their last 8 matches. And of course, they usually play well against the Crows, and they should be quietly confident of success today. When they last met, it was indeed a thriller, as you can see by the scoreline. 103 to 102 in favour of Adelaide. The Crows, of course, did lose at Princess Park here last year by 33 points, but their overall record stands at 3 to 1 in favour of Adelaide. Gentlemen, a very good afternoon. Peter McKenna and Don Scott.
Peter, how are you?
Good afternoon, Pete, and welcome, Don.
Well,
lovely to be here with you on a pleasant afternoon. But Peter hit the nail on the head. Fitzroy do perform very well against the Crows.
Well, they have, Peter, but they reacted rather savagely. But if they have a red-hot go, Fitzroy, we should have a game on our hands. But I think there's just too much at stake as far as the Crows are concerned.
So do I.
They've got a place. They're fighting for something in the 6th there, and in the 6th. And Fitzroy, well, their season really has fallen away.
There's Tony Modra there on right of screen. He needs 2 goals, of course, Don, for his 100. So he'll be a pretty nervous boy today. And pity there's not more people here to see it, because I've got no doubt he'll kick to and get the 100. Probably would have been better if it had been in Adelaide before 45,000 adoring fans.
Well, the Fitzroy side, they reacted rather savagely last week, and they've made changes. Coming in, Dundas, Satori, Wielden, Kavanagh. Tom Kavanagh played with Melbourne, Ross Lyon, Brad Boyd, Simon Hocking, and Frank Bizzotto.
Well, the Adelaide side, you'll see that's a pretty good side. And, of course, their strength, I think that Sean Wren will be the best ruckman in the competition within a couple of years. Of course, they've got McDermott and McGuinness there. Modra, of course, we mentioned Nigel Smart, and, of course, a young star at fullback, Ben Hart. A very strong centre line. That Tregenza, Bickley and Anderson all in very good form.
All right, thanks, Pete. Thanks, Don. And, of course, 3 other matches being played during the course of today. I should mention, too, that Essendon defeated the Sydney Swans last night at the MCG by 21 points, but there are 3 big games today, all of which can have a bearing on the final 6. The big one is down at Cardinia Park, Geelong, where the Cats are playing host to Hawthorn, and the other 2 games, St Kilda and Collingwood, and also Richmond and Carlton. We'll be bringing you progress scores of all those matches, and at the conclusion of today's game, we will have a replay of the Geelong versus Hawthorn game from Cardinia Park. So at Princess Park, blustery conditions. We'll check those shortly when we return.
Blustery conditions, a funny old day here at Princess Park. Extremely cold, and for me it's only going to get colder as we have a look at the forecast. Chance of showers, a strong northerly wind. The current temperature 12 degrees, expected top 14, humidity 54%. The wind a north-northwesterly, 25 k's. Now it's gusting to 30 k's. No goal advantage whatsoever. Ground condition very good.
Okay, thanks, Max. Well, just before you go, we better get your selection. It's in the script that I do that, but I think you'll be going for Adelaide, won't you?
Well, I'll go for Adelaide. Graham Corns made the point during the week. If they don't win today at Princess Park, they're not worthy of their position in the 6. A very important game for them. Adelaide, I'm going to say 36 points, Peter.
Okay, we'll check you on that later. Scotty?
Yes, I think there's too much at stake for Adelaide, and I think they'll fire up.
P. McKenna?
I'm the same. I'm going for Adelaide. I think Fitzroy will push them. I don't think there'll be a lot in it, but I think too much at stake, and I'm just looking to see Zanotti's Andrew Jarman on the bench, Don, and I'm looking down, and Zanotti is picking up Modra.
Yes, Adelaide going to the right in the first quarter. That's probably against this breeze, if against is the right word. As Max pointed out, it's going basically across the ground, but in the curtain raiser match here, a schoolboys affair, it was going across the ground, or perhaps favouring the right half-forward flank at the Fitzroy end. First quarter from Princess Park, a vital game for Adelaide. And they need to win only 2 of their last 4 games to guarantee themselves a place in the final 6. Wren punches the ball clear. Roos out to Matthew Dundas on centre wing. Tregenza giving chase. Kickers towards right half forward. Dunstan almost. And the ball not kept in play there by Mark Rasciuto. It will be a boundary throw in. And Don, I think we can expect to see a lot of play on that side of the ground.
Well, the wind is favouring that, Peter. The wind is blowing to the Melbourne end or the City end. You see Wren in there. But at full forward, we've got Lynch, and Hart's picking up. That's Ben Hart is picking up Alistair Lynch at full forward. So a lot of interest in the two full forwards. Lynch kicked 8 goals, 1 last week. In the losing side, there he is, Alistair Lynch. And that was against Fitzroy, and they played pathetically last week, Fitzroy.
Sartori tries to flip it out the back. Pittman onto Anderson. Schwert. Lee. And away they come. Straight down the corridor, which is the best way to play this ground this afternoon for sure.
Good kick by Lee. Mudra flies at the back. No mark. Here's Zanotti racing away from half-back. He's a good battler, Mark Zanotti. It's a high floating drop punt. Wren at the back. Oh, there's a good mark, a great mark taken there by Darren Wielden. Chips it out wide. Here's a chance for McGregor. McGregor from 60 metres. We'll look back here for Lynch. Oh, good mark, Alistair Lynch. 12 metres out from goal, almost directly in front. He read that beautifully.
Thought about going on.
I thought he might have, Peter, but he saw Sean Wren there and he decided to pull up Lynch. And Alistair Lynch, his kicking was astray in pre-season. He's really worked on his game. As you can see there, he's muscled up. He's a real professional. He takes a very professional approach to his game. It's good to see.
Well, the vital first quarter here at Princes Park. Alistair Lynch directly in front. Kicks a goal and puts it through. Good start to Fitzroy. Kicking with the breeze. And they lead by a goal.
That was a tougher shot than it looked, Pete, I think. It was against this breeze, which is basically across the ground. It would have been very easy to miss that shot.
And that's his 50th goal for the season, Alistair Lynch. So a couple of milestones, or could be set. Well, one has been sent. Lynch is 50th. And we're still waiting on 2 for Modra for his century.
Back to the centre. First goal to Fitzroy. In the schoolboys game, they were kicking quite a few goals at both ends, but mainly at the big scoreboard end, to which the Roys are going this quarter. Kick away came from Bickley, up towards half forward. Chance for Hawking. Comes across the ground. Broderick onto McCarthy. McCarthy up towards centre wing. No mark taken there. Crows have the numbers. Schwert gets the hand pass out. Tried to find Visca. Still a loose ball to be won. The boundary line might be too close, and in fact it is. We'll see a throw in right on the centre wing position.
Pete, the worst thing that Adelaide could let happen is Fitzroy to jump them early. They have a habit of doing this at Princes Park. They're very difficult to catch.
Well, very underrated side, Fitzroy. Free kick would have to be played there to Tony McGuinness. He's had a great season. In fact, the 2 number 11s, Lynch and McGuinness, would probably take out the best and fairest awards at these clubs. Kick to half forward. Gee, McCarthy was being held there. In fact, the umpires picked that against Smart. He'll take the free kick at the true
centre.
And
also in the forward pocket is Tony Ingerson. He wasn't named in the original squad, number 29 for Adelaide.
Nick Stevens told me before the match that there was a rumour that he was going to come in. So the word was spot on. Good mark taken there by Rasciuto.
So Mark Rasciuto gets it to Pittman. Oh, dangerous hand pass by Pittman. This lets in Baldwin. He'll look for Lynch. The lead is on. Lynch and Hart. Lynch can't mark. Good play by Ben Hart. Holding the man. No. Umpire didn't pay it to Adelaide. Taken away by McGuinness. In towards the centre of the ground. Anderson is there. Racing across the back is Bizzotto. He gets in a quick hand pass to Roos. Oh, they look switched on, Fitzroy. Boyd. A quick kick. Out there to Dundas. Back to Boyd. Boyd inside to Armstrong. Back it comes to Boyd. It was an ordinary hand pass to Brad Boyd, and the former Collingwood player taps it over the line at half forward for the Roys. See, they've gone handball crazy these days. I don't see why Armstrong had to give that one back when he was on his left foot. It's at half forward. Anderson and Pittman. And the umpire will come in and bounce.
So ball up right half forward for Fitzroy. 21 minutes left in the first quarter. Pittman trying for the front position. Actually, Wine came away with it. The ruckman didn't get a chance to go at it at all. And it will be another bounce. Crows making some 15 metres out of that exchange. And Wine is the last player to get up. McDermott directing traffic. Pittman taps down to McDermott, who was just about pinned. Fitzroy fans looking for holding the ball. Bickley tries to get there. It's out of bounds. In fact, looking at those paper cups blowing, they're blowing up towards the Robert Hinckley stand-in. So
actually, this is a very, very difficult ground to play when the wind's blowing the way it is today.
Anderson to McDermott. Well, it's certainly blowing, Scotty.
Remember the games we played here, you've got to direct your attack over to the opposite wing when you're kicking to left of screen.
Smart. Zanotti should have taken that mark. Nearly got ridden into the ground. Umpire says play on. That could be a free kick for holding the man too. Well, they put the whistle away. McCarthy, Zanotti, and then the ball finally forced over the boundary line. Tony Modra still to get a touch in the first quarter. And Mark Zanotti, real dour defender. He won't give too much away.
Well, he beat Zanotti. He's hurt his finger there too. He might have dislocated that. As this is Roderick. Very good handballer. Onto Armstrong. The two left footers combining then, but Armstrong to the centre of the ground. Scott Lee tries to tap it back. He does it well to Rashudo. Rashudo to half forward and chipping in to take the mark is Nigel Smart.
Well, McCarthy's his opponent. A little bit away, John McCarthy. And now Smart. I wouldn't say he's within kicking distance, Peter.
It'll be a difficult kick with that breeze coming from right to left as you look at the camera. Nigel Smart will kick from about 50 metres. It'll probably hold up in the breeze. Not a bad kick for distance. Beautiful kick. But just to the left. But I thought he did doubtful at the distance end on, but he got it all right.
Sometimes you doubt whether that is actually 50 metres, Peter. That they've got a line down there signifying 50 metres.
And so that to Ian Collins.
Well, here's the kick into the centre of the ground. The Crows in the van. Beginza was there. As they try and crash through the pack. Here's Ross Lyon. Oh, that was well played. On to Jason Baldwin. Baldwin to the half forward line. Wren back with the flight of the ball was a good attempt. Still there on centre wing with Dundas. Well, they look pretty good, Fitzroy, early in the piece. Dunstan races at it. He's dispossessed. He's lying over it. No, he's not. Boyd is there. Boyd a quick hand pass. Armstrong on to Matt Dundas. In towards full forward. Lynch. Oh, that is great play by Alistair Lynch. Strength and ability.
Oh, word. No, that was just strength, Peter. And I suppose you've got to have ability to be able to apply that strength.
Got to read.
And there he is, just pushing off Hart. Gee, I wonder whether young Ben Hart's going to have his colours lowered today. It's not often that Ben Hart in his 2 years or 1.5 years of football that he's had his colours lowered.
Alistair Lynch for his second from directly in front. What a great start for Fitzroy if he kicks it. Yes, he has.
Meg Ryan, star of Sleepless in Seattle.
Basically, I'm a happy person.
City Slickers Billy Crystal. In Rob Reiner's classic romantic comedy.
Did we ever...
Oh.
Men and women can't be friends.
Oh.
Because the sex part always gets in the way.
Yes. Yes.
You made a woman meow?
Yes. Ah.
They did it.
Yes. Yes.
I'll have what she's having.
When Harry Met Sally. 8:30 Sunday night on Channel 7.
2 goals to Alistair Lynch and Fitzroy leading by 11 points. Early days yet. Anderson from the bounce. Half forward for the Crows. Fickle bounce. Good tackle applied down there by Brown. Ball spills free. Bone tries to pick it up.
Well,
that could be too high on Schwert.
Signs are not good as far as the Crows are concerned. You can see there Fitzroy souped up 3. Tackled 1, and the way they're going about it, Fitzroy are doing well.
So a bounce right half forward for Adelaide. No goals on the board yet. Tom Kavanagh, his first touch, ruse. Kavanagh, of course, the son of Brent Croswell.
Tom played a game at Melbourne on the wing against West Coast over in Perth, and got a lot of ability, Tom. Very athletic. And he went back to Castlemaine, went up to Darwin for a little while, and now he's picked up by Fitzroy in the mid-season draft, and this is his first game, playing half-back.
Much travelled, you might say, Don. So half forward for the Crows. That might be too high on Armstrong. Comes down to Sartori. Sartori's kick up towards midfield. McGregor leading in the race for the ball. Tregenza will get back first. Should be able to take a clean possession and does to McDermott. Long hand pass. Anderson and Boyd. Boyd, the former Collingwood player, did well. Anderson dives on top of him, but conversely could be holding the ball. So I guess in the end, A ball-up decision, quite a good one, and that will take place just wide of the centre circle and still inside the centre square. 16 minutes left in the first quarter. Very, very difficult condition for the players today. Wine actually knocks it down, but picked up by Anderson, and Kavanagh gets his first kick.
Beautiful kick too, down towards Darren Wheeldon, still going on with it. Quick hand pass, well played, Doc Wheeldon. Loses the ball in the tackle.
Good tackle.
Well, I don't know about holding the ball because it was lost in the tackle. Yeah, well, he played holding the ball as we see Tregenza in towards half forward. Up they go, no mark the bone. Racing at it is Nigel Smart, and it's forced over the line. So it's almost on centre wing, closer to the half-forward line for Adelaide.
Just looking at those flags too, Peter, if it's favouring any particular end this wind, it's favouring the end to which Fitzroy are now kicking.
Well, still at half-back there, working hard, the Roys. Now, that's Boyd getting it to Jimmy Wine. Broderick. Oh, beautiful kick. Oh, Wheeldon's nearly dropped another one. And the umpire's played in the back. He's very lucky to get away with that, Darren Wheeldon. He's dropped a couple of marks, Don.
When you say a good kick, I don't know whether it's a good kick or dropped.
Now here's the kick, an ordinary kick, a poor kick.
We've got to take into account the conditions, Peter.
No,
very windy.
It was a poor kick because he should have been looking
kick into a wind like
Don,
that?
he was looking for Lynch, and that was a poor kick. Rashudo in towards half back. Ooh. And there's that a 50-metre penalty? No, it's not. Bickley in towards half forward. Up they go. Oh, an easy mark dropped by Kavanagh. Racing at it is McCarthy. And how's the umpire
on the full?
This was out in the full, so it'll be a kick out there to Kavanagh. He looks like his old man too, Brent Croswell. Now the long kick was by Broderick in towards half forward. Pittman at the back couldn't mark. Wren. It's a free kick. No, the advantage paid in fact, as the kick is by Ingerson right up towards half forward, and a good mark. And that's taken for Adelaide way up there at half forward. 50 metres out from goal.
It's Ingerson.
And it is Ingerson kicked 8 goals last week for Central Districts, and Anthony Ingerson will kick from 46 metres, a nice looking drop punt. It holds up in the breeze. Will it clear the pack? No, it was touched right on the line. So the original kick that went up there was by Visca. So 12-2 it is. 10 points the margin.
13 minutes left in the term. Still Tony Modra to get a goal, needing 2 for the 100. Armstrong marking right on the boundary line, calling one of the veterans in the Fitzroy side. They're working pretty hard in the first quarter. Wine towards half forward. Lee punches clear, only to see Lyon. Low trajectory pass, beautifully delivered to Alistair Lynch.
Well done. Also interesting to see the ball handle the breeze much better if you bring it around this way, Peter, because the stand in which we are commentating from protects this nearer flank from the wind that we were talking about. If you get out any further, really does hold up. That was the kick from Armstrong earlier to Wheeldon, which you said was a bad kick, but it was a breeze.
Okay, next drain for the left goal post. Alistair Lynch does that. Ball comes back, it's a goal. He's kicked 3 in the first quarter.
Following the success of last year's Mitsubishi All-Star sale, our dealers are back on court and ready to do it all again, offering unbeatable All-Star deals on the entire range, including Magna Sedan, Magna Wagon, Pajero, and Triton. So see your Mitsubishi dealer now. He's waiting to play ball.
Three goal straight plays, 2 points. They're really on fire, Fitzroy. There's Satori getting it back to Broderick. Paul Broderick to the half-forward line. Wheeldon went too early. Jimmy Wine. Alistair Lynch has got 2 to beat. Pittman's one of them. They're racing in after it, and this will be a bounce, I would think. It'd have to be. It is in front of the Fitzroy goal. But full marks to Robert Shaw for putting Lynch at full forward and not at full back.
Are they playing 2 men on Lynch now? I see Pittman on screen.
Pittman keeps coming back into that because they're kicking with the breeze. Although it's not impossible to score goals at the other end. Pittman trying to help out Hart. Now Lyon was caught high. Free kick, yes, across the neck. And don't tell me they're going to kick another one, Fitzroy. A good start. This is exactly what I said, Don. They would not want to give Fitzroy a big start.
Well, they're having a red-hot go, to use your words, Peter. Fitzroy. A couple of players ducking back into the right position on that Fitzroy side.
Well, Ross Lyon from a slight angle. I think he might have missed this.
And Pittman's coming off the ground too. He's going to be replaced.
Well, that's because he hasn't been helping out
by Sanderson.
Ben Hart well enough.
Sanderson coming on. You're not going to blame Pittman, surely.
He's calling for the football to be delivered to him. I think Hart's seen him, actually. He hasn't, so Hart goes to the outer or defensive side. Target is Wren. Couldn't take the mark. Boyd flips the hand pass over the top of the pack. Dundas, well caught by Anderson, still got the hand pass away.
Good
McGregor loses it. McGuinness, chance, can't pick it up.
Too high by McGuinness, surely the umpire saw that.
I think he did, Don. Boyd the last to get up.
Yes, Boyd was infringed upon. He was just too high, McGuinness.
So a bounce outside 50. Right half forward for Fitzroy. Sartori flips it back. McDermott. Now a chance for the Crows to get clear. Anderson to Tregenza after it came from Rasciuto. McCarthy in front, should mark, 2 grabs, can't, Bone, quick hand pass to no one in particular. Kavanagh doing well. Broderick, one of their best players in the first quarter. A chance for McCarthy. And away they go again. Kicked away by Zanotti. But a badly directed kick. Wind playing tricks. He didn't really look. And Wren takes the mark. So the Crows, not with their backs to the wall, but they're doing a lot of defending in the first quarter. Fitzroy reading this wind a lot better than their opponent so far.
Well, neither side really playing properly, Peter, because they should be attacking through this nearer flank because, as I said earlier, the stands here will shelter them. Shelter the ball from the breeze.
Melbourne saw Wine. Had Armstrong on offer as well. Wine down towards left half forward. The Crows with the numbers. McGregor. McDermott can't take it. Just about a throw out to Hart, and he should clear.
Hart in towards centre wing. Wine with courage. Back on the flight of the ball in front of Liptak. Jimmy Wine loves playing against the Crows. On towards Broderick. Broderick in towards half forward. Scott Lee at the back. The only man who really went for it. Hand pass out wide. Racing up is Mark Visca. Visca coming through the centre of the ground. Looks for Brown. David Brown on the left foot. A look for Modra. Zanotti is there. Zanotti backs himself in. Runs at the ball. Loses it. Liptak is there. Modra to Brown. Brown races in the goal, and he has missed to the left.
Good play by Modric, quick thinking. Also good running by Brown. There he is on screen. Initiated that around centre wing, so some real pace over the ground on that occasion, Brown.
19 plays 3. So 16 points the margins. The Roy's an ordinary kick off the side of the boot towards half-back. Flying for it for Adelaide was Anthony Ingerson. Still a chance as Swirt receives it. That was from Bickley. In towards full forward. They'll be looking for Modra up here. No mark. Here's Liptak on the right foot. Kicks a goal and hits the post. Bad luck to the little fella. A good attempt.
So Hawking to again kick in. 4 behinds scored by the Crows to Armstrong. And out wide to Wine. So 4 kicks. And haven't really got it that far.
Well, at least they're maintaining possession, Peter, and they've got it on the half-back flank.
Gee, they're bothering the statistician more than the Crows, I think, at the moment. Wine's got it now. Up towards centre wing. Well, that's a good mark for Sartori. On to Dundas. I haven't seen Fitzroy that often, but every time I do see them, Dundas seems to turn in a blinder. Lee. Quick hand pass comes out in the direction of...
Gee, that was a heavy handball.
Free kick.
It was a very, very hard ball. And Visca, there he is with the ball once again.
Fitzroy fans calling for holding the ball. None there. Chip back to Lee, who takes the mark at right half back. Out towards centre wing on the sheltered side of the Princes Park Oval. Bickley went down. Ball scooped out in front of him again. Good bump applied by Armstrong. And in the middle of the interchange gates, it's going to be a throw-in. 7 3/4 minutes left in the term. Fitzroy the only side to goal so far. 3 goals won against 4 behinds. Kicked by Adelaide. Sartori at the back. Going to be a free kick going Fitzroy's way. Wind again. And Pete pretty busy in the opening term.
Yes, Jimmy Wind, a big heart. He's had 6 kicks already and 2 handballs. There's Wielden flying high. But he can't take them up. Difficult conditions with that breeze, so It won't be easy for the players in the skill department. Here's Satori versus Wren. Satori front position. That's good ruck work.
Doing well, actually.
Oh, Jimmy Wines unloaded. Taken away by Tony McGuinness. In towards half forward. Nigel Smart and John McCarthy over the back. This is Kavanagh. He went without it. Smart is there. Oh, they're charging in after. Here's a chance for Liptak. In towards full forward. Or do they race back? Motra! He's kicked 98. He's marked on an acute angle. He will be taken right round. Now, what will he do? The check side kick? Or will he run out and snap it in on the left foot? Look. There's the camera shot. Shows Tony
He would
Modra.
not be seeing as much daylight as what we're seeing between those sticks, Modra.
He's going for the banana kick. And I think he's kicked this. Great goal. 99.
Gotta get the wheels in motion.
Drive into your local BP, buy any BP engine oil, or have a clean and go car wash, or book in for a service, and you could win any of these great prizes instantly in Footy Scratch and Win. Plus, you could also win an AFL Grand Final package, tickets, accommodation, lunch, and much more. Footy Scratch and Win, on now. BP, on the move.
Tony Modra first and 99 for the season now. Satori, not too much on offer for him. McGuinness nearly had him. Kicks up towards half forward. Sanderson.
That's a free kick,
Should have given away a free kick. He has. Broderick, who's been busy in the first quarter. But it's Dundas to take the free. Lynch in front. He's kicked 3. He might be able to kick 4 now. Solid mark.
He is a great player, Lynch.
He did that well, didn't he?
That is sheer ability. Because he's on a class opponent.
But also, you can see the difference. You know, Lynch, as I mentioned earlier, a consummate professional in his approach to the game. When he started 3 or 4 years ago, not much in the upper body. He showed plenty of ability, but really has worked on the strength side of his game. I mentioned earlier, wayward in his kicking pre-season, but really has worked on that too. Look at this shot for goal. It's straight through the centre.
I don't know about that. 3 goals, 1 kick by Alistair Lynch, who is...
I think Nigel Smart's going down there, Pete, as you're talking. He's going down to the back line, so I don't know whether a change is going to be made between Smart and Hart.
Well, certainly the obvious option, wasn't it, Don? Back to Hart from Lee. They're waxing it. They get it away from Lynch. Lee applies a shepherd, and they will get clear. Bickley from centre half back. Wren was the target. He was caught out of position, and the mark taken by Satori goes over the head of Brown out towards Roos on right centre wing. And they're not boos. They're yelling out Roos onto Armstrong.
Oh, kick it.
Kavanagh looking for
Place for
options.
Essendon.
Down towards half forward. Roos had moved well down. Into the goal square. Knock away attempted by Rashuto. There's a whistle. And it's going to be a Crows free kick. Nigel Smart is down there, so we presume he's gone on to Lynch. Let's see what happened to him. He was grabbed by the jumper. Lynch had him and then pushed him, so technically correct.
Gee, that'll be a good clash, because Nigel Smart, one of the best defenders in the game.
Well, I wonder if they'll put him back at half forward when they're going with the breeze, Pete. Remains to be seen. Good kick out.
Well, here's Sean Wren. Can't mark. Broderick, did that well, Broderick. What a handball. I don't know why they won't kick it. There's Bickley. Out to Anderson. Anderson back. Oh, it's all Fitzroy here. Baldwin, Jason Baldwin, steadies. Brings it in towards half forward. It's all Fitzroy. This is Dunstan. Lynch is on the lead. He's going to look for him. Lynch and Smart. Roos at the back. A free kick to Lynch for a push out against Nigel Smart. He can't believe it. And there he's looking in bewilderment. But Rowan Saws had a good view of that. And a free kick to Lynch. Let's have a look. Oh, a bit stiff Nigel Smart, I would say, after looking at that. Well, he dived forward, Alistair Lynch, and I think he's very lucky to get the free kick. But he's got it. 45-degree angle. Not a bad looking kick. He's kicked 4.
Today I'd like to tell you a little about my house. My house is 19 feet long and 16 feet wide. It has painted hardwood floors, high ceilings, and the basketball net at one end. And only my teammates are welcome inside.
Nice old dish up down there in the goal square.
And Jarman's on too for Adelaide, and Schwert has gone off.
Tregenza in the meantime. Let's get on with the footy. That could be a free kick for holding the man. Umpire says no. Play on.
Oh, free kick, Fitzroy. Oh,
no.
Oh, he was on the blind side, Pete.
Yes, it was. Rowan Saws on the other side of the pack. 4-2 to 1-4. 16 points the difference in the first quarter. Anderson does the ruck work. Taps it inside 50. Chance for Broderick, who's had 9 possessions so far. Back to McCarthy. McCarthy from the true centre-half back position to centre wing. Bone taps it down, but Fitzroy with the numbers. Away they go. Kicked away by Dunstan. Well, it was Boyd, rather, up towards half-forward. Rasciuto having a decent old battle down there with Dunstan. And it's finally out of bounds. A little bit of a mouse on the left cheek there.
You get the feeling there's a lot of feeling out there between these two teams. They've had some great battles over the last couple of years.
My word, over at Football Park, they certainly have.
So Wren looks for front position. Beats Sartori to it. Kick away is by Rasciuto up to the centre wing position. Baldwin kicks it back. Once it came, Mark should have been taken by McDermott.
I suppose a little difficult taking in front of your face like that.
Well, especially with the wind, but it is sheltered on this part of the ground. 2 minutes before quarter time.
Half forward for Fitzroy. They've started well. 4-2 to 1-4. Difficult conditions. Held was McGuinness. McGuinness. No doubt about that free kick. Good umpiring by Brett Allen. Jimmy Wine's got the job on the champ, Tony McGuinness. Now, at half forward, that's a good mark, McCarthy in front of the pack. That's a real mark. As McCarthy transfers play, he's got loose men everywhere out there. There's McGregor on the ruse. He can go inside. He's got an option of 2. Boyd tries to break the tackle. Sartori will look for Lynch. Lynch one out. Lynch and Smart. Lynch fights for the ball. 2 to beat. Still going on with it, but the numbers beat him as the hand pass from Visca comes across to Tony McGuinness. Good play by Adelaide out of defence, and the mark taken by Bickley.
He's gone.
Yeah, it's 3 men on Lynch. So they place a lot of importance on him. McCarthy got those strong 2 hands to it, but couldn't complete the mark. Brown over the top. Ball kept in play. Armstrong breaks 1 tackle. Good kick to position. He's got Wielden down there. Couldn't take it at the first attempt. Now fires out the hand pass. A bad one. Lee was there. So too is Jarman. And again, Adelaide with numbers. They're going to get clear. Well, the Crows have been defending desperately in the first quarter.
He's killing them, isn't he?
McCarthy again.
Back. There's Tommy Kavanagh.
Doing well in the first quarter too. This is Boyd. He's got McGregor running with him. Over the head of Lyon. Lynch. He'll try to get it back to Dundas. No, ball didn't bounce or sit kindly for him. Visca. Past Dundas. Quick hand pass, but to the wrong man. Kick back by Ross Lyon. And that's also a misdirected kick with the mark taken by Mark Rasciuto. Less than half a minute before quarter time. Comes out in front of goal. He's got McDermott there. Wielden late on the scene. Oh, that was a real hospital job, that one. But Lee did well to read it. And comes down, in fact, over centre wing to right half forward.
Scott Lee Kavanagh read it well. He was grabbed by the arm, and no doubt good umpiring Rowan Saws. He was grabbed by Liptak. And this is Tommy Kavanagh. There's the siren to end a very, very strong first term here at Princess Park. A good game of football. Fitzroy 4-2, 26. Lead Adelaide 1-4, a total of 10.
When looking to produce a station wagon for the world, Mitsubishi had it designed and built in Australia. Because no one appreciates space more than Australians. The Magna Wagon.
RAA Insurance understands that our cars are like family. We look after them, we care for them, we worry about them when they're sick, so it's good to know. When you really need your insurance, The RAA is there for you. With RAA Comprehensive Car Insurance, you can choose your own crash repairer. Enjoy fast claim settlement and have no excess if the accident wasn't your fault and you have the other driver's details. And there's 24-hour Aussie Assist to look after you for those long trips from home. So it's good to know. If something should happen, the #1 car insurer in South Australia is there for you.
Always there for you.
Hello. Look, I was wondering if you could help me. Would you know anything about toy wind-up trains? I see. Yeah, I'll try them. Thank you. Hornby wind-up toy trains. I've lost the wheels off the front bogie. Oh, yes, I'll look under hobbies. Thank you. O-gauge Hornby, and you do? Oh, that's marvelous. Yes, I'll call in. Well, thank you. Thank you. Gwen, I got him. I got him.
That's nice to hear.
Shearer Menswear, Rundle Mall. If you want the look, you got it.
If you apply for a State Bank home extension loan before noon, and we don't give you a same-day answer, we'll give you $50 towards your timber. State Bank.
16 points the difference at quarter time. Alistair Lynch has 4 goals for the Roys, and Tony Modra, the only goal kicker for the Crows so far. And that means a season's tally of 99. 3 other matches being played today. And let's check the scores at quarter time. St Kilda 2-5 and leading Collingwood 2-4. Richmond and Carlton at the MCG. And the Tigers 2-2. Carlton 3-3. And a progressive score from the Geelong Hawthorn game. In fact, the Cats, I think, have just kicked another goal. 6-6 they now are. And Hawthorn 4-3-27. All right, let's go to the boundary line now. And Max Stevens.
Thanks, Peter. Graham Corns made the point very clear. In these conditions and on this ground, you've got to be first out of the centre and straight down the middle of the ground. But he said if you want to use the wing or the flank, as Don Scott and yourself suggested, it must be the members' side because you're going to get that protection this quarter. A bit of concern over Ben Hart, Alistair Lynch, too good for him. Nigel Smart now at full-back. Andrew Jarman coming onto the ground at the 26-minute mark. Incidentally, Anthony Ingerson, for our Adelaide viewers, coming in for Stephen Rowe. Stephen Rowe not taking his position in the side today.
Go on you, Max. Trying to keep warm. So a big quarter coming up for Adelaide with the wind. Well, I suppose we could say the assistance is going to be their way, but as we've pointed out repeatedly, it does basically go across the ground. Don Scott, the statistics to quarter time.
Well, they should favour Fitzroy, and quickly looking at it, they do as far as possessions go. What about the centre breaks? 3 each, that's interesting. Look outs in favour of Adelaide, so really nothing much to glean, but the fact that all confirm that Fitzroy had use of the ball.
26 marks to 14 is the interesting one, though, and tackles Adelaide 12-4. Umpire Rowan Saws, one of the veterans of the AFL panel of umpires.
I'm that myself. Been doing it a long time, Rowan.
Yes, including a tour of Ireland under his belt. Second quarter from Princes Park, the difference 16 points in favour of Fitzroy. And Adelaide, with the assistance of this breeze in the second term, Jarman, who spent a bit of time on the bench in the opening quarter. Kavanagh tried to kick it off the ground, not successful. And we're still within about 1.5 metres of the centre circle.
They're tearing into those packs.
Well, there was a good deal of ferocity indicated in the field. The tackles in the first quarter. But Donnybrook towards the end of it as well. Armstrong, who's done well. Jarman should give them bite around midfield. Sartori looking for a free kick, but none there according to the umpire, and there will be another bounce. So the Crows just managed to work it. About 10 metres closer to goal. They've been going nearly a minute. Plenty around this ball. Wren gets the front position. Biffed back by Bizzotto. Visca a chance. Oh, gets gang tackled down there.
It's tough in those packs.
Sure is.
Schwert, I should say. Schwert about to come back on for Adelaide. I don't know who he's going to replace. The runner is out there, hands on hips.
Wren wins it down. Booted away by Bizzotto. Anderson gets underneath it and takes a very good mark. Quickly onto Rasciuto. Liptak underneath it and takes the mark in front of Kavanagh.
Remembering, Tony Modra has 1 goal to go for his 100 as McCarthy takes the mark at half-back. Now he transfers play. That's good play to Sartori. Now he's got a loose man. He's got a couple of loose men, actually. Here's Brad Boyd. Goes back inside. That was to Broderick. Now on the Boyd, the former Collingwood player. Brad Boyd in towards full forward. Litch. Oh, punched away by Smart. Here's a big chance. Oh, McGregor went without it. There's a lot of loose men, though. Wheeldon on the Dundas. Chance for Armstrong. He'll straighten up on the left foot. Matthew Armstrong. He slammed it through for a great goal. Well, they're under pressure, Adelaide. Fitzroy playing well.
And McDermott's down too, Peter. Sorry to cut across you, but Chris McDermott down there he is.
That was the reason I think Armstrong got the goal.
Yeah, and he doesn't look too flash either as changes being made. So that's Sanderson coming off. It is, and Schwert coming on. McDermott's up too.
What to hurt him, he's
pretty tough, isn't he?
Yep. Back to the centre. Good start by Fitzroy in the second quarter. Wren kickers towards right half forward, lands inside 50. A chance for the Crows through Ingerson. And that could be pretty close to a goal. It is, it's through.
Post up. David Brown.
Brown's second behind for the day. 32 plays 11. And Hawking. A bunch of him. That's a good kick. A ripper kick. Anderson in front of Sartori, that takes the mark.
Well, that's their pocket or the flank that you defend to. It's not the one that you attack through.
We got that to the centre wing, though.
Well, the Bruce blowing. See how the Bruce caught that ball?
Brown again. Can't take it this time. Wine also went through without it. Brown, grab, quick hand pass. And now Armstrong takes the hand pass from left half back. High kick. And Rasciuto getting underneath it to take the mark in front of Dunstan. The goals this stage of the quarter be real handy for Adelaide. And Wren blossoming into one of the game's top big men.
Well, 50-metre penalty. He run across the mark, maybe.
Well, that was against Wine.
Coaches must hate that.
Left 50 metres, Peter. I'll put him, 20, 30 metres.
Now let's see what happens. See if someone... See you.
No. See what Wine's going to see.
Came across the mark watching McGuinness. Yeah.
That's right, exactly.
Clever ploy by McGuinness. It worked.
Yeah. Well...
They do that to get the 50 metres, and you've got to be wary of it, Pete.
And the coach must hate it. Sean Wren from 25 metres directly in front. Wren kicks a goal and puts it through. Well, Robert Shaw won't like that. A handy one to the Crows as they fight back. 2-5, plays 5-2.
Really, it's a case of catch-up football for the Crows at the moment. They've really got to get on with this because they're fighting for a position in the finals. Not very desperate because Fitzroy have come out very, very desperate.
Wren kicking the goal after a 50-metre penalty. Only the second of the Crows so far. McGregor gets front position. Armstrong takes the hand pass, rebounds off McDermott. McGregor again punches it down, back to the circle. Fitzroy, through weight of numbers, should get this out. Broderick, who's been brilliant in the match so far, had a great first quarter. Visca nearly had his head taken off. Dundas, the quick hand pass. Doc Wheeldon, 25 metres out, has missed an absolute sitter, and he knows it.
Coming into the side, Wheeldon. As I said in the preview, they made a lot of changes, Fitzroy, after disappointing effort last week against Fitzroy out at the Western Oval. 7 changes. There was only one compulsory. That was Johnson, who had a hamstring injury.
Scott Lee's going to kick the ball in. For options, he'll go towards the defensive side, one would suggest.
There's just no movement, is there? Looking down there, there's a couple of players moving.
Viscus led to this pocket. Decided to go further out than that, though. And Wren could have taken the mark. Bickley to McDermott, moving better now. Ross Lyons there with him, gives him a little shove to get him out of the road. Brown goes through solidly, couldn't pick up the football. Bone tries a hand pass. Jarman
smart,
flips it out in front onto Rashudo, right foot snap, and he's got it. Great goal.
Flight 232 began like any other, but it would end like no other.
Emergency shutdown.
In July 1989, it captured the attention of the world.
Too fast.
For the first time on television, this superb minute-by-minute account dramatically recreated as it actually happened.
Some of these people are still alive!
How in just 46 minutes they saved an incredible 184 lives. Charlton Heston and James Coburn in the rescue of Flight 232, 8:30 Monday on 7.
Greg Anderson kicks the Crows forward. They trail by 10, but Modra has marked 35 metres from goal. He will be kicking for goal number 100 for the season. A magnificent season this player has had. He has thrilled the crowds.
Come from nowhere, has he?
He has.
Taking a few deep breaths, Pete, and the
enormous talent.
Police have gathered behind the goal. I don't think that'll stop them getting onto the ground, though.
Tony Modra, goal number 100 for the season. He kicks. I think he's got it. Well done, Anthony Modra. Great effort by the champion full forward.
Here they come. Modra getting mobbed. And we can only hope from the Crows' point of view he doesn't get injured, because this could be pretty dangerous, really. The sentiment's right, but really...
I suppose you could thank his lucky stars he's here and not over in Football Park, because there would you be, 45,000 of those fans.
I think it's a shame it's not at Football Park. But the whole point is it's expected, and it's happened to every full forward who's kicked 100 goals. So
did it happen to you?
Only 3 times, Don. But there's Modra. He's had a fantastic season.
Got the same number too, Pete, hasn't he?
Well, he's taken those high marks. He's really captured the imagination of the Adelaide people and football supporters all throughout Australia. Well done, Tony Modra.
And while that crowd's dispersing, Chris McDermott's gone off because of that injury, and Sanderson has come on for the Crows. And now the crowd going off, as we can see there. That's one good thing in football, isn't it? The people are allowed to show their emotion.
Yes, it's true, Don, but I sort of think one day a player's going to get injured by crowds rushing onto the field. The security guard staying around him until the rest of the crowd is off the field. He seems to be okay. He'll be feeling much relieved, wouldn't he, Pete, to get it up early?
I'll say, and Mark Zanotti looks totally disinterested.
All right, let's go to Max Stevens. What's the news on McDermott, Max?
McDermott has a rib problem, a problem that he's had all year, and just coming off for a breather at the moment, but he struggled to make the side this week due to a groin injury.
Well, there's a pretty hefty collision he was involved in earlier. Obviously didn't help it.
It's interesting, he's carried that injury all year. I wonder if it's broken.
Now, the emergency umpire is coming out to...
well, for him to come off, he must be hurt, because he's pretty tough. Chris McDermott.
Speaking to McCarthy and Hart. So, back to the centre after the excitement. Tony Modra getting his 100th goal of the season, his second today.
Tom.
That was on Bickley. I think it missed.
Free kick.
And it might be against Visca. And Ross Lyon will take the free kick. He's getting pretty willing out there. We saw a few instances of that in the first quarter. Wielden gives it back to him. And Ross Lyon kicks the half forward. Almost a mark to Roos. Smart. Find the football. Back with Armstrong. Barely the required distance, but the mark has been taken down there by Dunstan. Tricky shot at goal. Distance shouldn't be a problem for him, and a chance for the Royals to get the quick reply. 1-2 and a juggle in front of McGuinness. From 45 metres out. Low trajectory drop punt.
Oh, that should not.
Great mark.
That should not.
Wielden this time will be able to make amends.
Wow. Now, the mistake there is the fact that he's kicking into a bruise. The ball is going to drop. There is not one Adelaide player prepared to put themselves in front. It takes a bit of courage to stand in front of the pack. The ball's going to drop in conditions like this, Peter.
Wielden for his first, and this time he gets it. So one.
What if my name wasn't in lights? What if my face wasn't on TV every other second? What if there wasn't a crowd around every corner? What if I was just a basketball player? Can you imagine it? I can.
Again, the margin is 10 points. Wren taps it down. Here's Andrew Jarman. Take it away by Rashudo. He did that well to Schwert. Schwert, a one-hander. Onto the right foot, Stephen Schwert. He's chipping into looking for Bickley. Bickley further afield, a lip tack. He was looking for Mod. Modra's got a couple to beat here, including Zanotti. Zanotti will take it away with that left-hand sweeping hand pass, and good defensive play by Zanotti as Ross Lyon takes it over the line. Half forward for Adelaide. There's Ross Lyon. So the throw in about the 50-metre mark. Wren against Satori. Ben Hart is there, and Greg Anderson. And the umpire will bounce. Still 50 metres away from the Adelaide goal. They trail by 10 points. It's a pretty willing game, this. A lot of feeling. Fitzroy have to redeem themselves after last week. Adelaide, of course, fighting for a place in the 6. Bumped on by Jason Baldwin over the line, so it's still about 75 metres around from the Adelaide goal. Another throw-in. Wren and Peter Satori. Wren trying to get front position. He does so, but Satori wins the hit out. Schwert, a quick kick, travelled about 2 metres, was smothered, wind over it, and the umpire on centre wing will bounce.
Pretty hard to get a kick out there. Wind the last to get himself off the turf. He's done well today, 7 kicks and 3 hand passes.
Ben Hart going to the back line for Adelaide. Looks as if he's a loose man. No, they're moving Rashudo off the back flank. Hart's going to the back flank.
Now, Boyd. The boys are going to get out of this again. Maybe not for very long. Oh, big collision of midfield. Jarman comes up with the football. It's going to be a free kick.
Oh, that is courage, Pete.
Doesn't make any of that. Down towards McCarthy, who can turn them a blinder some days. Smart in front. Oh, good mark. Not paid by the umpire. Didn't hold it long enough, he said. Play on. Visca charges through. Oh. Jarman comes up with the football. Good hand pass. Tregenza will have to be quick, and he is. He gets it onto Brown. Brown from left centre wing. Kicks down towards half forward. A marking contest out there. Liptak held but not in possession. Kavanagh comes out with the football. No free kick given by the umpire for that. McCarthy. A good weave. Still got the football. Underground hand pass. Boyd. Onto Dundas. Tackled by Visca. And finally it's Dundas from Bizzotto. In the midfield. Sartori. Taking it from Baldwin.
Why are they going out there? They're going to the wrong pocket, I think.
Lynch and Smart. Oh, well done, Nigel Smart. Beautiful play. A classy effort. Could result in a goal. Anderson at right half forward has kicked it to Wren.
Good positioning by Wren.
Oh, gee, bad hand pass. He tried to get it to Anderson running past. The intent was good. The execution left a little bit to be desired. And the Roys through Baldwin. Up towards left half forward. Or Hart and Wielden. Fitzroy fans looking for a free kick. The Doc with a hand pass.
This is Lynch. Quick kick by Lynch. In towards full forward, looking for Roos. Roos at the back. Number 36 for Adelaide is Brenton Sanderson. This is Ben Hart showing his class. Sanderson again. He slips over. Red caught. Gets in a hand pass. Taken away by Scott Lee. Desperation by Adelaide. The kick out wide taken by Satori. Good mark. But Fitzroy ripping into this. It's going to be a tough game for Adelaide. Here's Boyd. Well played by Brad Boyd, showing a bit of class. Breaks clear and brings it in towards half forward. It's all Adelaide though. And the mark taken down there by Mark Visca. Visca, the centre of the ground. Here's McGregor. Hand pass. Comes out to Tregenza. That hand pass was actually from Randall Bone. Here's McGregor. He went without it. Tregenza was there. Crashing his way through. Well played, Mark Zanotti. Tremendous play, and he's flattened as he kicked it. Free kick down the ground. Against Bickley. He got rid of the ball and he was shirt-fronted afterwards, and Ross Lyon will take it at 50 metres and he's down.
Oh, that's right, on the chin, isn't it? The point of the chin.
Ross Lyon from 49 metres brings it across his body, and it clears the pack and through for a behind. Zanotti's still down.
Actually, I don't think he's too flash.
Well, he was hit pretty hard.
Well, no, not hard. Watch this. I reckon on the point of the chin. That was just like a knockout punch.
He might have a bit of concussion here, Don, and it'd be a big loss because they've got to...
It certainly snapped the head back, didn't it?
Well, they've got to get someone down now onto Modra. No, he's going back. He's okay.
Pretty tough sort of a cookie. Ben Hart. Bone. A little nudge of the body.
Oh, they're doubtful ones, those, aren't they?
Well, he went for the ball. Modra. Can't take the mark. Kavanagh blocked his run. Zanotti. He can pick the ball up if he can see it. Gets it to Broderick. By Baldwin. Who a murder of Crows out there. This is Lee. His kick is towards right half forward. Fitzroy side standing firm again. He's doing well too in the ruck. McCarthy. As I said before, he can turn on a blinder. Got front position. Wielden is also in there, I think. As they pick themselves up from the floor. Certainly plenty of endeavour by both sides today. Oh, Rowan Soares gets counted into by Satori. He said he'd done a good job in the ruck. I think Rowan will think that. McGregor, he comes towards half forward. Lynch taken out of it by Smart. Hart was underneath it, so too is Rashuda. Jarman's the one to come out with the football. Tackled high by Broderick. Should be a free kick. And is Jarman at half back, started on the bench. And adding a little bit of bite to midfield. He's had 8 possessions so far. Only 1 kick. 1 kick, 7 hand passes. That's his second. He's got it up to Lee. Rashuda running for him, decides to go long, straight down the corridor, and good mark. Taken by Modra. What Zanotti was applauding.
Someone to go back, keep your eye on the ball and just go back.
Yeah, but Zanotti should have been with him.
Yeah, but hang on, Modra is pretty quick. I'm just amazed at the pace because Zanotti's no slouch.
Oh, there was an ordinary effort, Mark Zanotti there.
Pittman's come on the ground too, and Wren has gone off for Adelaide.
So Tony Modra's kicked 2. For the 100th, this is for 101. And the crowd likes it. He does. He's got it.
Through the centre, looking down for Lynch and Wielden. It's thumped away. Lynch is quieter now that Nigel Smart's gone onto him. Here's Darren Wielden, can't keep it in front of the Carlton Social Club. It'll be a throw in, but Fitzroy still lead. They lead by 5 points. Boyd to do the ruck work. He punches it straight to Hart. The Crows doing better now. Scott Lee in towards the centre of the ground at the back as McCarthy should have tried to punch, but that's a good mark, and that's taken by Ingerson. No, it's not. In fact, that time it's Sanderson. Here's Schwert in towards half forward. Zanotti races
well done,
beaten to it by Brown. Brown chips it in. He's looking for Modra. Modra, well played from the boundary line. Oh, great play to Bickley for a goal. Well played, Tony Modra. So Mark Bickley kicks his first and the Crows hit the front. Good teamwork. They lead by a point.
Well, actually, that was set up by David Brown. If we get this, there is Brown. Because Zanotti had his name all over that, running out. And then Brown coming across the flight of the ball. Got it Adelaide's way. And he was the one who set up play. It was a terrific play. Finished off by Modra and Victor.
Good vision by Modra, certainly put him in for the assist, and he's kicked 3 himself as the Crows hit the front for the first time here this afternoon. Wind, unable to get clear. Broderick taking the hand pass from Dunstan. Kick up towards half forward. Lynch marks in front of Smart. Got 3 goals in the first quarter before Ben Hart was moved off him. Won't get a goal with this kick. Wielden ready for the short kick that time. Dives on it. Ball shuffled out. Tregenza. Quick kick. Slung as he kicked the ball. Wind and Smart. Smart is quicker. Onto Anderson. Anderson from midfield will put Adelaide back into attack again. His kick up towards half forward. Kavanagh gets front position. After Liptak couldn't take the mark.
Did not make an effort.
That's a
he
free
was
kick.
The ball in his possession. Tom, you're over the ball. You should have got it out.
Right decision by the umpire. Got to make an attempt to hit it out. Now, what's this? He doesn't make any attempt, really, does he?
Just down the other end, there wasn't an Adelaide Crow again at the drop of the ball when they were kicking in the wind.
Liptak for his first goal. Chance to put Adelaide 7 points in front. Oh, great mark. Taken down there by Hawking. A quick hand pass and Fitzroy are away. Zanotti seems to have recovered from that heavy knock. Now it's Roos with the chance. Boyd onto Wind. Wind from midfield. Short kick though, intended for Dundas. Didn't come off. And again a turnover. So Schwert from Tregenza. Good long kick up towards half forward. Modra goes down. Can't take the mark. That could have been a high tackle on Hawking. The umpire says no. Fitzroy fans can't believe it. Bone giving chase. McCarthy's got the football. Quick hand pass. One in the direction of Bizzotto.
Oh!
Too high.
Oh, that was too.
Again, Ted was becoming a bit frayed.
Yeah, there's nothing in it. You see there. Is that Ingerson going over the top?
That hurt on a day like today. Don Wine with the free kick.
Jimmy Wine to half forward. Almost a free kick to Pittman. The ball dropped on the ground. Hand pass comes out to Schwert. Taken away by Scott Lee. The Crows looking dangerous now. Racing after it. Bretton Sanderson. He marks. Sanderson 60 metres from goal.
Quick, get it down.
Quick. Got to move it quickly to Modra. Modra swooping at the back. It's going to be a floating kick. Here he is, Modra. Underneath it, but he's got backup support. And the mark has been taken by Ingerson, is it?
Yes, it is Ingerson. It was one of those mongrel punts off the boot, Peter. It really, those are very hard to judge. And you can't blame Ingerson for a second and third attempt there because they are very difficult to judge those balls when they're in flight. They don't come off the boot in any specific way, do they? Not end over end or side over side like a torpedo.
Anthony Ingerson now. Will he go to the check side kick? It looks like he might be going to the drop punt. He's on a pretty acute angle, but he's only about 8 metres out from goal. But he is a left footer. As he kicks, he might have missed this.
Sure he has.
He has. He's kicked a point. So that funny looking kicking style of Anthony Ingerson. 6'4" to 6'6", still only 2 points in it. So the Fitzroy bench, James Manson sitting there. Hawking to the half-back line, no mark. Taken away by Kavanagh. Here's Boyd. On to Armstrong. Boyd again, good tackling there by Jarman. Pittman gets it to Bickley. Further field to Rashudo, and now Tony McGuinness in towards half-forward. Modra, well played. Liptak kicks it goal and misses to the left, but good play again, an unselfish play by Modra.
Crows looking dangerous at the moment.
2 points to Matthew Liptak.
6-4 to 6-7. They lead by 3 points. Hawking. Big pack of players out there. None brings it down. Liptak again, caught by McGregor. Good tackle. Ball spills free out the front of the pack. Kavanagh paddles it further forward. Boyd a quick hand pass. Now it comes out the back. McGuinness past McGregor. Oh, good long kick. Modra at the back. Loves these. Couldn't take it. Step shot. And hit the behind post, did it? Yes. Out of bounds. So throw in right next to the point post. And the Royals will come away. Wine marks it. Roos. Nice balk to get around Bone, but only just. Wine certainly put him under the hammer. Bone dives on him. Roos picks it up, gets caught with a football, but in the meantime there is a whistle. It's going to be a Fitzroy free kick.
Should have done better on that occasion, Bone.
Winded right half back. to centre wing. Smart punches there.
Oh, that one you could hear it,
Dundas.
couldn't you? The wind certainly knocked out of his sails.
They came at him, didn't they?
Oh.
I think Adelaide have been more aggressive in this term.
Oh, what a shot.
Oh, he got a nice shovel in the mouth too.
He copped it twice, didn't he? Crows with the numbers. There is a whistle. The advantage is played though. Away goes Brown. Centering kick from him. 2-on-1 in favour of Adelaide. Modra. A quick kick out to the front of the pack. And they will get clear. After the hand pass originally came from Bizzotto. Now it's Tregenza, but another turnover. He's got pace to burn. Away he goes from outside 50. Modra at the back. Loves these and marks.
Well, there was just nothing McCarthy could have done. He was set up by Modra. Just like kick to kick in the schoolyard, wasn't it? Look how far McCarthy doing the right thing in front. Modra just had the sit.
Good mark. Not mark of the year, but
judged it to perfection.
Same style of the one that I think most of us would agree would go pretty close to taking out that honour. So Modra for goal number 4. The ton well past him. Goes at goal and I would say has missed it.
Oh, that's a shocker.
So 3 goals, 1 with a pretty difficult spot to kick goals. We've seen 2 or 3 players, 3 at least, missed from a similar position today out there. 6-8 to 6-4.
Yeah, well, that's a dangerous kick in. It comes off. Armstrong gives it back to Simon Hawking. Hawking to centre wing. They're falling down at half forward. Fitzroy. Advantage paid. On towards half forward as Dundas kicks it around the boundary line. But Adelaide have tightened up in defence, and Lynch being covered down there by Nigel Smart's made a big difference. Centre wing. Almost to half forward for Fitzroy. They need it for goal. Adelaide have played the better football in this term. They only lead by 4 points. There's a quick kick by Pittman. No mark. Anderson a quick kick to the half forward line. The mark taken by Kavanagh. Tommy Kavanagh to half forward. Lynch at the back. Can't mark. Smart is there. And Jarman's made a difference since coming on, Don. A couple of clever little handballs.
Yes, I was just also thinking about Tom Kavanagh. We saw him earlier. I wonder why Melbourne let him go.
Well, there's Pittman using his strength. Brad Boyd, a hurry kick. Didn't travel far. Still a chance for Fitzroy. Dunstan dives on it, knocks it out. That was good play. Clever little hand pass. On towards Armstrong. Armstrong lets fly and has missed and kicked a point to the left. So Ben Hart will bring the ball back into play. The margin now 3 points. So they're still not out of the woods. Adelaide. Fitzroy hanging in there.
Ben Hart to kick in. Under 3 minutes left before half time.
Just nothing for him to kick to. There's just no movement at all.
Oh, gee, he went pretty close to the line there. Smart. A big leap. Intended hand pass for Anderson. Wasn't a good one. Runs into Armstrong. Satori tries to barge his way through. Dundas with a snap. We'll call it. Oh, Lynch. Easy as you like. Runs in and gets his 5th.
I say, play Monopoly at McDonald's. Get your game card with every burger or muffin purchase, scratch 3 game pieces, and match properties to win. Win my favorite game. Win electronic excellence in TVs, hi-fis, video recorders, microwaves, etc. from Samsung. Win a Continental Holidays family trip to Disneyland, flying Continental Airlines. Or win instant prizes too at McDonald's.
Snack time.
Again, the Roy's in front by 3 points this time. McGregor, a high floating kick. Armstrong waits underneath it. Oh, caught one across the ear and then was held. Still going on. Well played by Armstrong. Gets it to Frank Bizzotto. Bizzotto to Jimmy Wine as they go forward once again. The kick in towards full forward or half forward, I should say, in the mark. And it's been taken by Ross Lyon, although Mark Visca doesn't agree. Now, Ross Lyon, he will kick from 45 metres.
Now, Ross could do anything with this ball.
Sad but true, Don.
Now, Lyon directly in front. 46 metres will hold up in the breeze. A chance for someone to take a mark. Oh, they almost did too, the Roys. And Lynch was there and wheeled it, but they couldn't hold on to it. Forward pocket, throw in. Time clock showing 1.5 minutes to half time.
That breeze, I think, sprung up too, Peter, because that ball really did hold up. The one kick by Ross Lyon.
Satori and Pittman. Whelan, in fact, did it in the end. Tony McGuinness been fairly quiet. He kicks that, and that's because of the efforts of Jimmy Wine. McGuinness puts it over the line. So another throw in, forward pocket.
He's at 8 and 1, Wine 11 and 5.
Yeah, good performance by Wine. Now, Pittman again against Satori. Satori always grabbed. Some hip and shoulder stuff in the packs, and the umpire will come in and bounce.
Under 1 minute left before half-time. Visca handing the ball back to the umpire. And Lyon trying to charge his way through. Finally a kick out of the pack. I think it came from Anderson. No mark taken down there, and the clinches, they're pretty tough. Wine, as Pete said just moments back, has been doing a pretty good job. This is Broderick, who had a magnificent first quarter. Smart, good spoil. Smart. No free kick. Anderson dives on it, tries to get it to McGuinness. Now Jarman, good tackle by Roos. Might look pretty untidy, but it's pretty tough out there. Bones hand pass. Up towards centre wing. Tregenza and Brown. Brown gets there first. Fires it out. There's the siren. At a bad time for Adelaide. There's the kick taken away down there by Matthew Liptak. Probably could have resulted in a goal, but at half-time, Fitzroy will go in with a 3-point advantage. The Roy's leading 7-5-47 to Adelaide 6-8-44. And a pretty good sort of a game of football, despite the very, very windy conditions. A lot of mistakes, but a lot of pressure out there, but the scores are close.
Yes, and Fitzroy regrouping in the second half of that quarter. Adelaide really did mount a challenge. At least they got back in the game, because they looked rather pathetic early, Adelaide, as we see there's Zanotti running off. And at half-time, the scores here at Princes Park, Fitzroy holding a 3-point lead.
Well, it seems to have passed, but the wind is still blowing. And not really good conditions for players, but a top game. And I could remind players too, wishing to play in the AFL by being drafted in this November's National Recruiting Draft, they must complete and lodge a draft nomination form with the AFL by 5 o'clock on Monday, August the 16th. So that's Monday week. The draft nomination form is part of the new player rules adopted recently by the AFL Commission. Lodging of the form applies to all players currently not listed by an AFL club, but to be eligible, players must be 17 years of age on or before January the 1st next year. Draft nomination forms, together with a guide to the player draft, are available now from the AFL, any AFL club, the ACT AFL, and the Northern Territory Football League. All right, both teams out on the ground, as I mentioned. Let's go down to Max Stevens.
Thanks, Peter. Situation couldn't get into either rooms, but an update on Chris McDermott. It's a rib injury. He's been carrying it all year, as Peter McKenna said, and for most of the week he's only been a 50-50 proposition due to a groin injury, that happening in the game against the West Coast Eagles. However, the good news is he's available to come back on. Sean Wren just resting, and he too is available. Now, this is going to shock you, gentlemen, but during the week, Mark Nailey was on radio in Adelaide. Mark playing with South Adelaide these days, also had a stint with Carlton. He was singing the praises of Don Scott. And Don, you'd be aware, you're not the favourite Channel 7 commentator in Adelaide. And the quote from Mark Nailey, Don Scott was before his time as a coach. The techniques he was trying to bring into the game in the mid-80s are now being introduced and used successfully. And as a commentator, he gave you 10 out of 10. I nearly fell off my chair when I heard it, Don, but someone does love you, my friend.
Oh, he must be drunk, Max.
Well, it proves Mark Nailey knows nothing about football.
I'd
That's
agree,
what that
Peter.
proves.
Absolutely. I'd say he was drunk or in a coma when he wrote that.
Although Don did have a 100% record over there.
None out of 6.
None out of 6.
Well, I'll tell you a little story. We won a game. Oh, I can't.
Save it, Don. Third quarter from Princes Park. 7-5 to 6-8. Only 3 points in it. And it's shaping up as going to be a titanic finish here, as was their first one when Adelaide won by only a point. It's going to be a Crows free kick at centre half back. And Lee will get them out of danger. Fitzroy would need 2 or 3 goal break, I would reckon, going into the final quarter. Tapped out by Bone. Brown, a quick hand pass. Kavanagh paddles the ball further forward for Roos or McCarthy. Ball pretty slippery after the half-time shower we've had. Booted away by Hawking. His kick up towards mid-wing or midfield. Lee couldn't do much with it. Now it comes out to Rashuto. Back to McGuinness. McGuinness at right half-back. Good long kick. Wren from behind. Couldn't mark. Probably could have tried to spoil Tragenta. Tried to kick it off the ground. Not really to the advantage of his side. Yeah, very difficult to pick up. Baldwin having all sorts of problems. Jarman applies a tackle. Illegal, he says the umpire. Boyd is going to take the free kick. Gives away the hand pass. And Broderick, who had such a very good first half.
Well, he was looking for Roos. I don't know about the wisdom of that. Taking the ball away for Adelaide was Sanderson. Now it's Visca. On to Jarman. Jarman in the Modra. He was held. And he took the mark anyway. Well played, Modra. Playing in front of Zanotti. And a good mark. Good strong mark. And a good kick by Andrew Jarman.
Playing in front, Peter. Again, that ball dropping because of the breeze. Don't wish to harp on those things. But it is quite evident.
Well, Tony Modra for goal number 4. Kicks, and it's a goal.
Good afternoon. There's been another shocking murder in which a mother has been accused of killing her young child. Police allege the woman killed her son with a rolling pin. A full report tonight at 6. And Tony Modra has become the first Crow to kick 100 goals in a season. See it on 7 Nightly News tonight at 6.
Nobody knows Adelaide like 7.
4 goals, 1 to Tony Modra today. Cracking the ton. Bickley, Rashuto and Wren are the Crows are the goal kickers. Adelaide back in front by 3 points only at Princes Park. Bickley, quick hand pass. McDermott up to half forward. Bone gets ridden into the ground by Broderick, holding the ball in the back.
Gee, that was lucky not to be 52.
That was correct. No doubt about that. Big lump of a lad, Randall Bone. Goes in short. Jarman directing traffic. Kick taken by Sanderson. Modra in front. Can't take the mark. Baldwin goes in solidly. 2 Fitzroy players collide. And snapshot down there by Ingerson. There's touch right on the line. Lead inclusion in the side today. Anthony Ingerson has kicked 3 points. 7-9 to 7-5. And the difference out to 4 points as Simon Hawking again kicks in.
It was a nice kick by Hawking, but chipping across his bone. He's a big lump of a guy, and very strong overhead, Randall Bone. But this is looking good for Adelaide early. They've had most of the play in this third term in towards full forward. Kavanagh, Roos, Mark Zanotti kicks to the wide open spaces. A great kick by Zanotti, and he finds Ross Lyon. Adelaide have been on top across half back since quarter time, chipping it into Roos. They love looking for Roos, Fitzroy.
Why not?
Now, the play on they've called, Brad Boyd in towards half forward, and they've gone very, very wide. That's a couple of times now. They've got it at half back, and instead of going direct, they've kicked it out wide to the flanks. So the ball at half forward for Fitzroy. Satori versus Wren. No decisive hit out. Wheeldon went without it. Well played for Ginza. On the lead. Now Hart. Adelaide looking good now as Ben Hart kicks it out wide. Liptak can't mark. Kicked away by Kavanagh. He was grabbed. Tommy Kavanagh. It's a free kick. He's at half back. Almost on wing. They should be looking to kick it long down at their forward line. I don't know why he's hesitating. Now he's going out. That's a non-scoring flank out there. He was looking for Bizzotto. But that's going the long way to home. Surely, Don.
He was in 2 minds. He's looking for a short one, Pete. And it's interesting that they're going to that flank there. I'd be trying to screw this ball back over to this near flank. At least you can bring it in with a breeze there.
Wren taps it down to Wine. His kick was smothered off the boot. And the Adelaide defenders able to once again tie it up. 7-9 to 7-5. 47 plays 51 early in the third quarter. Fitzroy with this breeze, although it was blowing to the, virtually to that pocket. McDermott lost it to Lyon, onto Wine, Oh, good block by Ben Hart. Excellently done. Lyon looking for a free kick. It's going the other way, I think.
Holding the ball.
Take it. Good tackle. That's how the umpire's seen it. Free kicks 13 to Fitzroy and 11 to Adelaide. Ben Hart started on Lynch, but after Lynch had kicked 3 goals, he was quickly moved. A good move by Graham Corns, as it's turned out. And that's out of bounds. Pizzotto. Boundary throw in on centre wing on the outer side. Doc Wheeldon. He's kicked 1-1 today. 7-5 to 7-9 the score at Princes Park. Sartori. Quick hand pass. Fitzroy player getting dumped was Broderick. Anderson a chance if the umpire gets out of the road. Oh, Jarman was tripped, was he? Anderson. Good tackle applied by Hawking. He's going to come out with a football. That was well done from the youngster. I think it was by Baldwin. Up to left half forward. No mark taken. The player over the line was Louis. The football stayed in. Hart. Good kick. Tregenza. Touched off the boot again by Hawking.
Goes in well done by Hawking to trap that ball with a free kick given. Oh.
Going to Ingerson. I thought Hawking was deserving of such. Umpire disagrees.
Oh, that's a free kick.
He puts the arms on the shoulder. He's been paid the mark.
No, that is wrong. That is so wrong.
Believe it or not, in the rules it's right. And
It's wrong.
We as ex-footballers think it's wrong, but the rule's there if you've got your eyes on the ball.
But how can he have his eyes on the ball when he pushes a guy like that?
That's the objective was to take the mark. As we see coming away with the ball, McGregor in towards half forward. I agree with you, Don, but that's the rule. As Lynch takes the mark 40 metres from goal.
Fantastic passage. You played that by Fitzroy.
Have a look at that. If that's not...
No, Don, the rule is if your eyes are... No, I'm telling you what the rule is. If your eyes are on the ball and you do that,
Listen,
it's still
Peter,
a mark.
I know what you're saying, but it is wrong, and the umpires only play to the crowd and the spectacular nature of the game.
Well, it's in the rules. There's Lynch, an ordinary kick. Has he scored a point? Just. But...
now, had he have missed the mark, would they have paid it a free kick?
Probably.
Yes, now that's the difference.
But unfortunately, though, I think that's one of the rules they should look at, actually, because you put your hands on the shoulders, you're putting that man in front out of the contest, aren't you? Even though you take the mark. Anyway, go on, Pete.
Hart kicks in. It's a good point. Because Camper used to do it a lot, didn't he? The Troy player got dumped behind the play. Bigby's kick up towards half forward. Long one it is too. And that's a good mark. We won't dispute that one way or the other, taken by McCarthy. Nice clean grab. He's got a good pair of hands. Baldwin, right on the boundary line, chips it in short. Target down there was Dunstan. Dunstan a little bit short of left centre wing. Lyon the target. Got underneath it. Good spoil by Lee. And it's out of bounds at Fitzroy's left half forward flank with under 17 minutes left in the third quarter. And the Crows already in the lead and against the breeze. So it augurs well for them in the final term. Wine on the bottom. So too Anderson. And it's going to be a bounce. Now Lynch has 5 goals, 2 for Fitzroy. Tony Modra 4 goals, 1 for Adelaide. Major contributors for their respective sides. You remember earlier in the year was only 1 point the difference at Football Park. Visca got tripped up going through. But it's been this sort of game all day, hasn't it? Not really pretty to watch, but pretty tough in close, and the scores have been very close right throughout the afternoon so far. Another bounce. Wren and Sartori. Sartori over the back. Chance for the Crows to take position at centre wing. Dunstan with Jarman.
He copped another one. He's no good either. That's
Bickley.
Visca.
Gets it on to Sanderson. Open contest at half forward. A Fitzroy ball. McCarthy. Long kick down towards where Smart punches clear up towards his own defensive 50-metre line.
That's all right. Well done, Wren.
Went in pretty solidly. Snapshot is by McGregor. Doesn't quite make the distance. Wine could make them pay. That's a beauty. That's a goal.
It started with Robert Stack in the role that made him a legend. Now Elliot Ness is back.
Bad guys already know who he is.
Chicago's roughest mobsters.
You're dead, Ness.
And the Fed's toughest cops. Crime buster Elliot Ness versus mob boss Al Capone.
I want this guy turned into me.
2 men, 1 city. Take no prisoners.
I want him in the ground.
The all-new action-adventure series.
Federal agents, nobody move.
9:30 Tuesday, the new Untouchables premieres on Channel 7.
Fitzroy in front by 3 points and looking dangerous. Adelaide fighting hard. Centre of the ground. Trying to crash his way through was Sanderson. Fitzroy off the ground. Big chance here. Ross Lyon races in the goal from 35 metres. And Lions put it through and they lead by 9 points. Well, an indiscriminate kick off the ground, but what a beauty it was, Don.
Well, you can ask your question, why was Ross Lyon by himself for so long? He just was not picked up, and there wasn't an Adelaide man anywhere around. Look how much time he's got, Ross Lyon. He can even steady, look around, no one coming at him, nobody really running him down.
I think came from Jason Baldwin. So 60 plays 51. 9 points the difference. Wren to Jarman to Brown. An excellent clearance from the centre circle. Modra and Zanotti. And Zanotti quite content to take the ball over the boundary line for a throw-in, which will be 5 to 10 metres from the behind post in the Crows' left forward pocket. So a top contest here at Princes Park. As the Ruckman set themselves for the throw-in. It's going to be Bone and McCarthy. Roos is in there. Hawking got a bit of a push. Roos tries to crash his way through. Doesn't succeed. Ball flipped out the back. Snapshot by Liptak. That looks pretty good. He's got it. Correct kick by Liptak. So the Crows hit back again. 9-6-60 Fitzroy. Adelaide trailing by only 3 points.
Well, they shouldn't lie down, and they're not lying down, Adelaide. As we mentioned earlier, the preview and throughout the first half, there's a lot at stake here as far as Adelaide are concerned. And that guy that got it out, David Brown, does impress me. He gets the ball very quickly onto his boot. He's got some leg speed. Also, his reaction also very quick.
So we go back to the centre, Satori and Wren. Quick kick by Bickley in towards half forward. The Adelaide Crows trap it. Kavanagh appealing for the free kick. Socket off the ground. Towards half forward, McGuinness is there and Bizzotto. And the umpire will come in and bounce. And Tony McGuinness hasn't really been able to break free today.
9-1 his statistics.
Well, he's had a great season. He's a champion player, as we all know. Here's Liptak. McGuinness trying to soccer it off the ground. He does so. Greg Anderson's got it on the right foot. Oh, kick it goal, and he's missed it. He's kicked the point. And it's amazing how these two sides just repeatedly have great contest. Simon Hawking to bring it back into play early in the season. A point the margin at Football Park. Adelaide were the victors. Broderick. Again, they like to go short. Fitzroy, and it was thumped over the line. And that was by Anthony Ingerson. There he is. He'll be enjoying his stint back in the Crows side. Satori and Wren. Wren flicks it over the back cleverly, but the only man waiting for it there and giving the hand pass across was Broderick. Hawking in towards centre wing. A big chance now. Racing out. It's Dunstan. Danger for Adelaide here. Dunstan in towards Lynch. Lynch puts it on the ground. That was almost holding the ball. Good umpiring.
Also a bad mistake by McDermott on the edge of the square. They tried to mark from behind. Fitzroy swept it away. Should have been punching from behind instead of trying to mark McDermott.
Nigel Smart doing very well on Alistair Lynch at the moment. Over to Bickley. Bickley at halfback has a bounce, sprints clear and brings it in towards half forward. Roos at the back, can't mark. McCarthy's there, kicked away quickly by Hawking. Out towards centre wing, Liptak underneath it, and the umpire will bounce.
It's amazing in games like this, a little mistake like that punching from, or not punching from behind by McDermott, can prove very costly and also could swing the match.
Fitzroy by 2 points midway through the third term. Brown to Bone, and it's out of bounds. The Crows gaining about 10 metres, and the throw-in will be about 55 metres out from goal. One of the more sheltered parts over there in front of the grandstands. Jarman looks for options, finds Bickley, closer to midfield. Tregenza, kick out in front of goal. Modric comes out with a football, but it's going to be a free kick going to his opponent.
The umpire was right there.
That should be 50, shouldn't it, Don?
Well, I was looking at the umpire, Pete, so I just didn't see what happened. But,
well, he put it right over his head. Anyway, Roos has the football now. Man in front is Bisotto. He's kicked to the outer side. He's looking for Jimmy Wine. The umpire says throw it in.
It's amazing that Fitzroy are continually trying to attack through that defensive wing or defensive flank.
So boundary throw in. Sartori and Wren had a great duel all day. It's going to be Biscuit from Jarman. Kick is to half forward Hawking. Quick hand pass. Zanotti taking it from Baldwin. Down the half forward line, outnumbered 2-1. Gets a hand on it, paddles it back. That was excellently done to Dunstan. Centering kick from him, but just goes a little bit too far. Opportunity for Baldwin to get back there. Gets met solidly. Ball spills free at midfield. A good one to win this if he can get hold of it. Armstrong taken out of the contest.
And again's gone down. It's the second time he's been hurt.
Bone. Roos has him. Tregenza can go and will. Could just about score from there inside 50. A mongrel punt off the boot though, and it wobbles through for only one behind.
And it's good to see Sanderson going for the ball, because those are inspiring things. You're risking your body for the sake of the team. He did that. There he is going in. He had to go in. At least the ball is now in dispute, and Adelaide do eventually take it away.
Oh, poor kick in again. Gee, that's dangerous. Quick hand pass. Here's Brown. Oh, tough in there it is. This is a good game of football. Almost a free kick, McGregor. He was held, yes. Umpiring's been pretty good. They have hardly missed anything. In towards Broderick. Broderick, the chip pass. On to Armstrong. Oh, danger for Adelaide here. Armstrong's a beautiful kick. You look for Wielden and Lynch. Here's Smart at the back. Lynch in the middle. Well played by Nigel Smart. He is... I'll open my big mouth now and say he is in the best three defenders in the competition, without a doubt. Smart.
It's a big mouth to open too.
Actually, Armstrong could have gone a bit further.
Could have run another 30.
Yes, he could have. There was nobody near him. Anyway, that's history. Ran at the back. Throws ball. Comes out to Rasciuto. And Jarman's on his own at midfield. If it bounces nicely for him, it does. Nice little sidestep. Oh, Modric!
That was an excellent build-up. Great skill by Jarman. It's good to see a player that can use both sides of his body, and Jarman did it very, very well with a terrifically well-executed drop punt, and Modric really going for the big mark. Set up by that kick by Jarman.
Gee, beat two of them, Don. Yes. That's a great mark.
Two pretty good players too, in McCarthy and Zanotti. Modric for his fifth. 40 metres out directly in front. Goal umpire hasn't moved. It's a goal.
The three of us.
With the power of a V6 24-valve engine, ABS brakes, and four-wheel multi-link suspension, a world first in its class, the new Mitsubishi Galant is every bit a driver's car. But then, it does come from a very good family.
5 points, Adelaide lead. Centre of the ground, taken by Mark Bickley on the left foot. A good kick too. Racing back with the flight of the ball, John McCarthy gives it across here. This is Simon Hawking on the left foot, a sweeping kick. He's looking for Peter Sartori. He's underneath it, almost a mark to Lee. Racing at it was Lyon. That's good play, Ross Lyon. Beautiful football. Again, it's Smart and Lynch. Lynch and Smart. Lynch, two bites of the cherry, couldn't take it. Wielden goes to ground, but here he goes. Look at him. Nigel Smart will take them all on. He can't get away with it though. Caught with it is Armstrong. Coming in to lend a hand is Brad Boyd. That's good play to Broderick. Broderick should kick it. Gives it back to Boyd. Boyd in towards full forward. Red. Wielden at the back, can't mark. Rasciuto did it well and mopped up. Ben Hart, they've got plenty of good players down there in defence, Adelaide. As Hart breaks clear and chips it wide, looking for Bickley, it clears the pack. And I really believe the difference to this game at the moment is the fact that Smart has got on top of Lynch, and they haven't got a scoring option down there, Fitzroy.
True enough, he's done a good job, as you would expect. Wren at the back. Armstrong. Passes to Dundas. Around Beckley almost. Back to Armstrong. Real up and under kick. Just barely gets to the 50-metre line. The punch away to Sartori. Oh, Smart and Lynch, they both misread it actually. It's left to Ben Hart. He went through, didn't get a kind bounce, but Anderson gives him backup support. Good shepherd by Smart. And the Crows should be able to clear here through Tregenza. They will. Tregenza on his own. Plenty of options. Plenty of players running for him. Came down there from Sanderson. That's out of bounds. Is it on the full? Modred only collects a press photographer down there. It's going to be a boundary throw. It must have landed just inside the boundary line. 5 goals, 1 he has. Alistair Lynch has 5 goals, 2. Sartori. And then we gave it to a Crows player. Well, hacked out of there by Baldwin.
Oh, on the full
that time.
Guard's going to come on for Fitzroy, and Wielden will go off. Wielden playing half forward. Guard can play down back or forward. Just wait and see where he's going. He's going down forward.
Tregenza to Brown was the play. Brown from right half forward flank in the shade of the grandstands, or shelter I should say, from the wind. Roos has been played the mark. Well,
it's a free kick to Zanotti. Zanotti was in front of the pack. He was pushed out.
Mark Zanotti got a hefty knock earlier in the game. Recovered from that okay, but of course he's still got Tony Modred to contend with. So a tough afternoon at the office.
Mark Zanotti chips it across to unguarded man. This is Hawking in towards half forward. It's set up for the Adelaide players, and a good mark taken by Visca on the heart. Well played. Tregenza almost thought about going.
He could have gone. Why didn't he give the first one across to Anderson?
Now he chips it in, and the mark has been taken there by Anthony Ingerson.
He really did miss an opportunity because Anderson was on his left foot. He was swinging onto that left foot.
He left it
really
too late.
Exactly right, and he would have banged that ball down much quicker.
Ingerson is a wobbly old kick normally, and it's up towards full forward. A chance for Modred. Went early. As the Fitzroy players have got to try and get this out. Oh, that's dangerous when you dive on it in front of goal. Brad Boyd was there. You really have to make an attempt to hit that out of that pack situation. Now, a chance for Adelaide. But Hawking quite happy to see it roll over the line. Forward pocket for the Crows. They lead by 5 points. It's a vital game for them. They wouldn't want to drop this one. Now, there's a free kick going the way of Sartori against big Sean Wren. Sartori gives it across. This is Matt Armstrong. Oh, he's going to muck this up. No, he isn't. He gets in the bounce on the left foot. And no one to kick it to. And good play in the end.
Really?
And he's played it down the ground, has he?
Yes, he has. That's very technical.
Not much in it, Don, do you think?
Nothing.
Well, they could slam him into the fence head first, and you'd think there wouldn't be much in it.
Well, he didn't go anywhere near the fence.
I admit there wasn't much in it.
Well, what did you say? What did you say?
I'm talking about normally. You would think that way, Don.
You have got a big mouth.
As the kick comes in from Dundas in towards half forward. Pushing and shoving. A bit of holding going on. Jarman very, very clever. Across to Visca. Visca in towards the half forward line. Sartori is there and Baldwin. But no, it's not. Bizzotto's got the pace. He's the one doing well on McGuinness at the moment. Frankie Bizzotto, and he's done an excellent job since he went on to him after Jimmy Wine started.
It's a boundary throw in on centre wing under 4 minutes left in the term.
James Manson warming up for a Fitzroy on the bench.
5 points the difference. Guard, who's just come on. Oh, Dundas got a shocking bounce. McCarthy slips over the crucial moment, gets it back to that same player. Ben Hart, who's done better when moved away from fullback on Lynch. Kickers by Brown. Liptak robes it beautifully. Wobbly punt off the boot. Modra flies, and so too does Hawking. And it's out of bounds in the Adelaide Crows left forward pocket, and Hawking landing a little bit awkwardly, comes up limping. Done well in this quarter. Much of him.
Actually, there's not much of a lot of these Fitzroy players. They're all long and lean, aren't they?
danger here, but guard or kicks into the man on the mark. Plenty of Fitzroy players at the fall of the ball. Finally, Kavanagh, McGregor, and the punch away came from Simon Tregenza.
And Manson's come on, and Satori off. Change of ruck. Satori receiving the applause from the Fitzroy supporters. Job well done today.
Yes, he's had a good deal with Wren. Tregenza with the hand pass. Crows come forward again. That's a good mark. He's been excellent today, hasn't he?
Both players under the ball, but Modra behind. Kept Zanotti out of play, then dropped back with the fall of the ball.
I'd switch. Let's watch it again.
I'd switch Lynch now to full back.
Who are they going to have up?
Well, he's not doing anything down forward.
True enough.
And Modra's looking dangerous. He's the player that could win it for the Crows.
Well, he's coming in for his 6th goal. Point blank range virtually. He gets the goal. 6-1 he's kicked Tony Modra.
It wasn't easy growing up. I wanted to be the next Michael Jordan, and the next Oscar Robertson, and the next Jerry West, and the next Iceman. But I couldn't make up my mind which next I wanted to be. So I became the first Harold Miner. And as you can see, that's not too easy either.
11 points, Adelaide lead. Quick kick down towards half forward. Free kick to Rashudo. He was grabbed when he didn't have it, and Matt Dundas can argue all he likes. It was a definite free kick. Rashudo in towards half forward. The Crows looking good. Taken away by big James Manson. On to Dundas. They're being forced wide now because they haven't got a winning forward down there, except Ross Lyon's doing fairly well. They've moved McCarthy down there, of course, but the fact that Lynch is covered has made all the difference. Manson, the ruck against Wren. Wren hooks it down with the left hand. Here's Scott Lee appealing for the free kick. Brown is there, racing in after it, taps it back. Picked up by Jason Baldwin. He transfers play, looking for Ross Lyon. He can't mark. Taken by Dunstan. Dunstan onto Armstrong. Should be kicking it long. He does. He's looking down there for Alistair Lynch. And he can't mark again. Pressure applied. Ruse appealing for the free kick. Broderick on the right foot. Hooks it back in front of goal, but Scott Lee saves the day for Adelaide.
50.
I was touched off the boot, I think. No, it was touched off the boot, and that's why the mark wasn't paid.
That's what Rowan Saw has indicated.
And that's why Alistair Lynch is not arguing after Rowan Saws explains it. It'll be a bounce in front of goal.
Well, you know, had it. Oh, anyway, let's keep the game going.
So Manson and Wren. Wren hooks it down. Guard has kicked the goal. Yes. Fitzroy back in it.
That was a shocking hit out by Wren.
Guard pounced at it like a
shocker.
Seagull on a piece of fat there.
Watch this, watch this. Oh, you don't go there. You're going
back into the square.
Oh, he's gone back into the square. You go for the boundary line, the defensive side.
So back to the centre. 30 seconds left before three-quarter time. Centre square infringement. Can the Royals get another one? Now what's happened? It's coming back.
The time clock ticking down. Well,
he did whistle time on, but the clock is still going. Yeah,
that's cost them valuable seconds there, hasn't it?
It has, especially with they've got the ball. The last throw of the dice for the third quarter. A Fitzroy player must take a mark if they're to get a score. They can't. Lyon have to kick it quickly. He does, but Lee has taken the mark, and so no more scores before three-quarter time. And I think we're going to be set for a thriller in the last quarter again between these two clubs. It's Adelaide leading by 5. Well, if they win, they'll be on 44 points, the same as Hawthorn, who looked like being beaten at Cardinia Park, and also the same as West Coast. If West Coast wins tomorrow up in Brisbane, North Melbourne will also have 44 points, and they have the bye this week. Carlton currently on 42, struggling against Richmond. They should win there, so that will take them to 46. It really has opened up the top 6 even more, today's results.
Has it ever, and... well, Geelong still a chance to get in.
True.
Melbourne even a chance. So not likely, probably Melbourne, but mathematically they can make it.
So all set for the final quarter. Less than a kick in it as we go into the final term. Manson is going to start in the ruck against Wren. Umpire Rowan Saws comes in to bounce the ball to start the final term between these two sides. It was 1 point the difference at Football Park earlier in the year, and the Crows at the moment leading by 5 points as we begin the final term. Ball spills free on centre wing. Manson ducks back, gets taken high. Brown, quick kick across his body up towards half forward. It's going to be a Fitzroy ball though. Boyd, a quick kick slithers off the side of the boot, but it finds Manson. Armstrong kicks towards right half forward. 2-on-1 in favour of the Crows. No mark taken. Broderick gets back quickly. Farms out the hand pass to McCarthy. A centering kick from him out in front of goal. Lynch. Dundas rows it well, but fumbles at the crucial moment. Anderson's in there as well. So too is Smart. Fitzroy fans looking for a holding the ball decision. There is none there according to the umpire, and it's going to be a bounce.
And how did the umpire see the free kick? Smart had hold of Lynch around the waist and still let it go on.
Matty Dundas again this time. Dummied the hand pass. Got it past Jarman. Now wind a chance.
Oh, that's all right.
Now what's happened? It's coming back. It's going to be a free kick to Broderick.
Mark.
Mark.
Well, it might have been a free kick down the ground.
Yeah, that's what I thought when Wine got dumped. Either way, it's his kick anyway.
It would have been a mark anyway to one of them.
So a goal here would put Fitzroy back in front. With a busy player, 28 possessions. A lot of those came in the first quarter when he was brilliant. Angle is tight. Goal umpire runs across. He might have missed. And the field umpire, you can see the Rowan Saws indicating all clear, one behind. So that could be a bad miss in the wash-up of this game. The difference now 4 points in favour of the Crows with Ben Hart to bring the ball back into play.
Got to work something here, Adelaide. There's just no movement when they get the ball.
Here's Nigel Smart marking in the back pocket. He's done a fine job since going on to Alistair Lynch. He's kept him to 1 goal. Lynch had 4 on Ben Hart before the move was made. David Brown in towards half forward. Oh, good mark by big James Manson. Back to Dunstan. Dunstan on the too slow to kick it. Well played, Sean Wren. Good smother, but Dunstan should have been quicker to get rid of that ball. Down towards half forward. There's Kavanagh off the ground cleverly to Dunstan. On it goes the guard. Now Armstrong. Cleverly to the centre of the ground. Here's Broderick, and they're off and running. Baldwin in towards full forward. Smart again putting on the pressure. Here's Dundas with the kick at goal. Matt Dundas has put it through. Roy's in front. That's his first. And the Fitzroy crowd are happy because their side leads by 2 points.
Well, a jubilant Matthew Dundas. It was a good passage of play, an intense passage of play. Baldwin, the pack fly here. Lee eye on the ball. Through comes Smart, but roving it well, Dundas.
A great goal, that. A real team lifter. Matty Dundas' first goal. Couldn't have come at a better time for Fitzroy. 73 to 71. Fitzroy by 2 points at Princes Park in an absolute thriller. Brown out of the centre. Kicks it out of the air towards half forward. The hand pass comes out to Anderson from Ingerson. Late inclusion decide today. Goes for another hand pass. Gets it back to Bickley. Crows in number down there. And the mark taken by Sanderson.
Nothing for him to kick to. Guards in the square.
Maybe too far out to score from there. Would need to aim for the left goal post, which he does. Won't make the distance with the kick. Modra in front. Can't drag it down.
Oh, he threw it away.
Throws it out in front of him. And free kick will be going Fitzroy's way. Zanotti takes it from Bozzotto. And one of the best on the ground, Broderick, onto Roos. Kicks to the 50-metre line, wielded to McCarthy, around Ben Hart. No, he's not around Ben Hart. He did well, holding the ball. Is it? No.
Right, Peter.
Great tackle by Ben Hart. And McCarthy, a little bit lucky.
A free kick going Adelaide's way.
Well, commitment by these clubs. Rashuto's kick is terrific down to Boyd. Kavanagh. Wind. Now Armstrong's chance. Away they go through the firm centre of the ground. A little chip shot up towards where Lyon has taken the mark. 40 metres directly in front of goal. He's gone for a quick hand pass to Armstrong. He's kicked a goal!
They are some of the biggest names in the AFL, but how well do you know the faces behind our champion football team? Starting Monday, Channel 7 presents Spot the Crows competition. Just identify our mystery player and you could be a winner. There's $1,000 a night to win. Watch Wheel of Fortune, 7 nightly news and real life for clues. Then ring our 0055 number. Enter as many times as you like and winners will be announced the following day. Here we go, Adelaide. Spot the Crows starts Monday on 7.
Fitzroy by 8 points. Pressure now on Adelaide.
And the ball lost too, Peter. That's why there's a hold up in the centre. The ball going through into the crowd.
Well, the pressure right on Adelaide now. Sean Wren, you can see the worried looks on the faces of the Adelaide players. This is a vital game for them. They really wouldn't want to drop this one to Fitzroy. But Fitzroy plays so well against them. Manson, the fresh man. Here's Jarman, cleverly to McGuinness. They need a bit more out of him. Tony McGuinness, Modra. All players race at it. Lip tack, caught, gets in a hand pass. Play on calls the umpire. Here's Brown on the left foot. Oh, great goal by David Brown. Well played with a quick hand pass. I think it was from Sanderson. And it was excellent play for a goal. So again, the margin is 2 points.
Got very quick reaction. I noticed this early in the game from Brown, and this time here he wastes no time in getting onto his boot. He does it naturally. There's lip tack. The ball coming out quickly. And very quick in his reactions, David Brown. Let's hope he can find some form.
Ingleson, I think it was.
Back to the centre. Again, less than a kick in it at Princes Park. What a game. Wine dragged as he kicked the ball. Will get a free kick. Jarman can't believe it. So Wine goes out wide, and getting back quickly for Fitzroy was Baldwin. Now McCarthy, a high kick into the breeze. Broderick, oh geez, swamped down there. McGuinness just about threw it out. Baldwin goes in solidly again, looking for the free kick for holding the ball, and gets it. Well, bit stiff there. So Jason Baldwin.
Let's see if he made an attempt, Pete. That's the thing. He's lying on it. No, he made no attempt.
No, you're quite right. Quite right.
That is the rule. You've got to at least try to hit it out.
It's got to be a successful hit out.
And Tom Kavanagh found that in the third quarter.
That shot of goal ran in front.
And at the front of the pack, Adelaide with numbers. McGuinness gives it away to Rashuto. Rashuto's kick up towards the centre wing position. Sanderson getting back quickly, and so too does Ingerson, but it's going to be a Fitzroy free kick.
So it's on centre wing. This is Paul Roos. Oh, he's got a loose man. Not good play by Adelaide. Jimmy Wine, centre of the ground, can sprint clear. Wine, that's the way to do it into the breeze. Kick long. Wren can't mark. Hits the deck. They race in after it. Wheeldon goes to ground. Here's Jeremy Gard. He gets a quick kick. Out wide is Dundas. He's got it. Oh, he's ridden into the ground. Oh, not paid. Play on, says the umpire. Dunston's normally a good kick at goal. He hooks it back. Oh, great attempt, Dunston. I think he's kicked it. He has. Oh, what a great goal, Michael Dunston. And again, the Roy's kicked clear. This time by 8 points.
Well, there's real feeling out there now. This game really has lifted. Fitzroy, they've got to salvage something from the season. And Adelaide really have responded. Look at that great tackle by Hart. The ball spills out here. And this is really reflexive football. It's great football.
Top game of football at Princes Park. And can Fitzroy get another one? That's a mark. Lynch. He's been pretty quiet since Nigel Smart was moved onto him in the second quarter. I think he kicked 3 or 4 on Ben Hart. And Smart now stands the mark, and umpire Rowan Saw is bringing him around.
And Nigel Smart was quick to abuse his players up the field for not putting pressure on. That's a bad sign.
Well, Pete, you've got to run in hard and block up that square, and Fitzroy got it out easily through Baldwin.
So Lynch kicks it goal. Well, the goal umpire moves across and only one behind. Bad miss by Alistair Lynch.
That is a bad one, isn't it?
Yeah, he started off with 3 straight very quickly. 13-8 to 11-11. 86 plays 77, and Ben Hart.
Pittman's on too. Pittman's on for Adelaide, and Wren has gone off.
So Hart goes straight up the ground, and that's pretty sensible play. Manson and Pittman do battle. Tregenz's in there. Jarman got taken high. Oh, Gard applies a tackle on McDermott. No free kick, a stalemate. McGuinness again takes the hand pass. Beautiful long left foot. It could almost be a score. Oh, hit the post! One behind with a 60-metre kick from Tony McGuinness. He's kicked 2 behinds for the day. 86 now plays 78. Hawking kicks in. That could be a little bit dangerous. Wine goes off the ground. Didn't have too many other options. And the ball just about props. And it goes over the boundary line in front of Bones. So a throw-in. Close to centre wing, just about 10 metres on the Crows attacking side of centre.
Well, this ground is where Fitzroy have had a lot of very, very big victories. Here's Ross Lyon. Will they win this one? Adelaide fighting hard. Scott Lee brings it in towards Modra. Modra at the back flies. Can't take it. Bizzotto to Jason Baldwin. Baldwin, oh, look at this. Loose men. Dunstan, he can get it to Broderick if he picks it up quickly. He's got it. He can give it across to Broderick. Oh, he kicks it. He should have handball. And he gets a burst from Broderick. Tap down to Lee. Lyon went without it. No, it's not. It's McCarthy. Armstrong is there. They're crashing in after. Well played, Tony McGuinness. He's caught. Gets his kick. Half forward. Racing after it for Adelaide is Ingerson. But there's 2-on-1. Brad Boyd's been a very, very good player for Fitzroy. He gives it across to Bizzotto. Bizzotto races clear. He's been a good player. In towards full forward. No mark. Taken there by Ross Lyon, but it must be a free kick. Lyon. In towards full forward. Lynch and Smart. Free kick Lynch. No. He was grabbed. Might have been both holding, of course. But it looked as though he was slung back. 13-9 plays 11-12. What a good game of football. The Crows will desperately need this win.
Well, the crowd here today is not a big one, but they're getting their money's worth. Ben Hart kicks in. Oh, another top kick too. Jarman. Sharks it well after the mark was missed by Dunstan. Does well for Anderson. Anderson at midfield. The forward line for Adelaide is pretty open. Modler, great lead and fine mark. Takes it in front of Hawking.
Another great build-up. The handball by Jarman across to Anderson. Anderson on the run. And it was an intentional hand pass, an intentional kick by Anderson, and they've both found their targets.
A goal here would make the difference. 3 points. Tony Modra has kicked 6 goals, 1. First Adelaide player to kick 100 goals. 40 metres out. And I don't like that one. One behind. His second only for the day. But that's the hardest part of the ground to kick goals. The angle into this northwesterly breeze. Armstrong. Gives it back to Hawking. There they go again through Baldwin. And that could be a mark or a free kick against McDermott. Away by Kavanagh. Manson, he's been all right since he came on. So has Jarman. Started on the bench, perhaps surprisingly. You do well again, Adelaide. They force the ball forward. Kavanagh has taken the mark. It will be out of bounds on the full though. Son of Brent Croswell, son of Tiger, who is still in ill health in Tasmania. Probably watching this. Kicks it to the man on the mark.
He does that too much.
Tregenza on the burst at half forward. And Kavanagh again taking it from Dunstan, putting Fitzroy out of danger. Only momentarily perhaps. Roos, good mark in front of Pittman. He really had to stretch for that one. Paul Roos at left centre wing. It's good distance against the breeze with the kick. Smart tries to punch away. Manson claims the mark. And we know what James Manson's kicking style is like, but a most important kick upcoming for the man who started on the bench.
First bite? That's the question. Did he get first bite? Oh,
He did get first.
Yes, Smart tried to punch his arms, which was a good tactic, but it didn't work. So James Manson against the breeze. Oh, gee, what odds? Come on.
Well, he's much maligned kicking. Yes, don't worry about that. His kicking is effective. He's very, very awkward. But nonetheless, he is quite an accurate kick.
Got very close to the man on the mark. It's coming around to goal.
Got to get the wheels in motion.
Drive
Step into your local BP, buy any BP engine oil, or have a clean and go car wash, or book in for a service, and you could win any of these great prizes instantly in Footy Scratch and Win. Plus, you could also win an AFL Grand Final package, tickets, accommodation, lunch, and much more. Footy Scratch and Win, on now. BP, on the move.
The Crows in trouble as Bickley goes to ground. The umpire said he was tripped. So it'll be a free kick. I think the umpires have been very, very good today. This is Mark Bickley. That's Rowan Saws and Brett Allen, the umpires. Now, centre wing, there's Manson. He's done well since coming on the ground. Tony McGuinness has been quiet. Zanotti. Smothered by Anderson was good play. Threw it out. Oh, gee, that could have been thrown. Scooped up. Taken by David Brown. He'll be looking in there towards Mudra. But, oh, Boyd did that well. Then was grabbed. Play on, said the umpire. Bizzotto. Rouge should go to the line. He tries to. He's got backup support by Kavanagh. Here's the danger man. Andrew Jarman hooks it back in front of goal. He's hooked it too far. And he has put it through for one behind. They need goals, Adelaide.
The lead, Peter, up until three-quarter time had changed or was even 5 times throughout this game.
Hamstring stretcher. Manson and Pittman. Pittman's got it, or had it. Wind and Anderson. And on the edge of the square, it's going to be a bounce. Under 12 minutes left in this match. 13 points the difference. Jimmy Wind has been terrific. 16 and 7 his stats, plus 6 marks. Pittman has a couple of stints on the bench. Lee always does well to Brown. Gets collected as he kicks, which is to half forward. Anderson with the opportunity. He won't waste the kick. Good long kick into Modra. Nearly. Hawking, will he take it over? Yes, a wise decision, I think. So a rush behind, and that should make the difference at even 2 goals. It does. 93 plays 81. Hawking, perhaps dangerously to Wine, over to Kavanagh in his debut game for Fitzroy, and goes to the defensive side. Well, that's fair enough. There's a free kick going Fitzroy's way. It's going to Roos. Free kicks today, 24 to Fitzroy, 16 to Adelaide. So a discrepancy of 8. But umpires keep stat sheets out there in the middle. Oh, great mark taken by McDermott. One of the real keys in the Adelaide machine. Certainly leads by example. Randall Bone. Don't stand in his way, folks. Big boy. See if they have to score from there. Kick and a half from goal. Sensibly centres the ball. Roos in front. Can't take the mark. Doing well down there was Ingerson. Last minute inclusion on the side today. Zanotti, you'll have to be quick. Ball flees off the side of the boot. Fitzroy working overtime to try to clear the zone. Jarman. And that's going to be a boundary throw in. Roos, the last to get up. 14 handballs from Andrew Jarman. He's done well. As I said, started on the bench. Pittman and Manson go at it.
Half forward for Adelaide. Wren a quick kick. Adelaide badly need a quick goal. Here's Kavanagh. That's a good hand pass because it's out in front of Ross Lyon. Oh, was he held? Yes, he was. Advantage paid. Kavanagh knocks it on to Zanotti. Mark Zanotti will look for Lynch and Wheeldon. Here's Wheeldon. Centre of the pack, Wheeldon. Can't mark. Good attempt, though, as he knocks it out the guard. Guard will come onto the right foot, hook it back in front of goal. Lynch! Oh, yes. Playing in front of Smart. Good mark and well played by Guard and Wheeldon.
And again, it's just so important to play in front, and especially in a pressure game, because you see what happened there. Guard, all he could do was whack that ball onto his boot and hope, and here it is. And because it did drop, you take advantage.
Lynch for goal number 6, a vital kick in the context of this game. Alistair Lynch, he's kicked it. 6 goals to the full forward.
Again, a Melbourne mother's been accused of another brutal child murder. Police allege the woman killed her young son with a rolling pin. We'll have a full report on that shocking story in 7 Nightly News at 6. Also tonight, an Adelaide youth.
Hard now for Adelaide. Brown goes for the quick hand pass. Anderson went without it. He'll try to get it to Tregenza. Did so. But Fitzroy may be sensing victory, but there's plenty of time for Adelaide to get up if they're good enough. Guard gives a hand pass. Good tackle by Anderson. On it comes to Wine. And a real worm burner. Gets it towards half forward. And it turned out to be about a 45-metre kick.
You know, Adelaide players really have resigned themselves to defeat just watching that effort.
Well, they're a different side away from Adelaide, aren't they?
Well, they certainly played better there, I'll admit that. Manson over the top, as you said, Pete, he's done well since he came on. Good tackle played by Mark Rasciuto.
How long was it before the West Coast got into the finals? How many years? 3 or 4?
It was a couple of years. But everyone thought Adelaide would make it this year. There's still a chance.
Still might. Bone. Hand pass over the top. This is Bickley. Plenty of run still left in those legs as he fires the ball in towards Modra. Couldn't take the mark on that occasion. Hawking paddles it out the back for Ruse. A little chip shot, and that's okay because it's found his teammate down there in Brisotto. Fitzroy looking and playing like winners now. Ruse again. Kickers towards centre wing and Manson. Couldn't take the mark. Good block by Jarman. Can't get back quick enough. Two Fitzroy players almost fight each other for it. And
it shows the desperation when two guys go after it, like Ruse and Dunstan did on that occasion. It shows the intent of the Fitzroy team.
Boundary throw in. Centre wing, clock still ticking down. Adelaide need to get a couple of goals quickly. That would almost been in the back there. Randall Bone. I don't want to have him for on me. And Ross Lyon.
Pete, they've only got 7 minutes. I don't like their chances. 3 goals in 7 minutes. In fact, more than 3.
Possible, Pete.
Well, certainly possible, but my money will be on Fitzroy at this stage. But here they go. McGuinness receives from Tregenza. They want a quick one now. They've got a chance. Lip tack. Way out at half forward. They're usually tight finishes between these two teams. They want a goal in this forward thrust here. They've got a big chance. Over the back. It'll be tapped through for it. No, it won't. Yes, it is. And eventually by Hawking. They wanted a goal in. Adelaide. And they didn't get it. So I think it's going to be tough now as Hawking. They've got to wait till the umpire finishes waving the flags. It'll come back.
Well, it's 3 kicks, isn't it, really? They've got to get 3 kicks.
In just over 6 minutes. I don't like their chances.
Well, the way football's played these days, it's very possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it can happen.
He's done well, this young fella. This is his 4th game of AFL football, Hawking, from from Ivanhoe Grammar.
Well, he has done well. There's Brisotto getting it across there to Armstrong. Oh, they're playing inspired football now. Wine back to Armstrong. He's caught, gets in a hand pass, but they'd be quite happy, Fitzroy, to see that ball over the line. Half forward for the Crows.
Clock still ticking down, unlike in the Frosters Cup matches when we have time on for a ball over the boundary line. And you can see there under 6 minutes. Pittman, Tregenza, a little push in the back, then he got taken high. Scott Lee, always a good performer for Adelaide. Modra on a lead, marks in front of Hawking and well within kicking distance, so accuracy needed now. He's kicked 6 today, 6 goals, 2, so he's got the ton. He got that in the second quarter on his second opponent today. Zanotti started on him and now Hawking. Got the goal.
So, I guess we'll be switching to Telecom Mobile Net Digital.
Not me, but someone moving around the city would benefit from Mobile Net Digital.
Whoa. I'm a little confused.
Well, talk to Telecom Mobile Net, because they're the experts in both 018 and digital technology.
Technology. Now, that's something I can relate to.
You do.
Telecom MobileNet. We're talking the right advice.
11 points the difference. The Crows go forward again. There's the youngster, races hard at the ball, Hawking. That's good play. He should force that to the line. He does. And he backed himself in then, Don. That was good.
And he led Modra to the ball. And that's no mean feat. Modra quite quick. He led Zanotti a couple of times to the ball. And on that occasion, Hawking showing his speed.
They've got a chance. They need 2 quick goals, Adelaide. Pittman is there, and the umpire has found a free kick. It was a bit soft. Pittman out there at half forward. If they get a goal here,
he's got to do something quickly.
They'll be 5 points behind, and look at this. Oh, he's chipped it across looking for Modra. Dunstan went back with a fly. They were well played, Modra. Gets it to Tregenza. Tregenza fires it a goal and kicks it wide. Is that a mark or a free kick? It's a free kick for a push. The Adelaide players don't like it, and Brad Boyd, who's been a good player, will take this kick in the last line of defence.
It's a shocking kick, isn't he, this Brad Boyd? 16 hand passes and 9 kicks. Maybe that's why, Don. I suppose in this life you do have to realise your limitations. But he's done well, agreeing with Pete. Pittman, strong mark. Yes, good grab. Move it down quickly. 55 metres out. No mark taken down there. Lead came from Ingerson.
What two throw? Made the throw.
Oh, gee, that's tough.
He had a good view of it, though. He was right next to it. Let's see if he does throw it. He handballed that.
Well, I thought he did throw it.
I thought he handballed it.
I thought he handballed it.
It's one of those quick crow ones.
All right, well, let's get on with it. Can they get one here? Kick it. Lee on the burst. Wine. Some good soccer tactics. 2 Fitzroy players are there. Bizzotto, Armstrong, right on the boundary line. Bickley did well, but the boundary line might be a little bit too close for him. Guard was there. Bickley over the top. And that will be out of bounds, will it? Now, I suppose by his standards, 14 and 9 is an average day, Don, but...
Well, he has done better, Peter.
99 players, 88. Under 3 minutes left. They've got to get a goal quickly. They've got to get 2 goals quickly, the Crows. Boundary throw in or a bounce. It's very close to the line. It's going to be a bounce. And just about out of bounds. Manson over the top. Bickley could add to his stats. No. And Reiner's just a little bit too close. So their finals hopes could very well ride on the next 2 minutes of play in view of the results at other grounds today. It won't be terrific if Adelaide could win it. They'd just about sew up their position. Broderick kicks it back. McCarthy.
Still a chance for Adelaide. Mark Visca smothered off the boot. Rolls towards half forward. Here's a chance. Racing away with the ball is Sanderson. In towards full forward. He's kicked it up. The Crows a chance. Yes. Brenton Sanderson has kicked the ripper. And you wouldn't believe it. The score's only 5 points the margin. Fitzroy in front.
Well, he could have gone out wider than Sanderson.
We have the possibility, Don, that the Crows could win 2 matches against Fitzroy in a year by a point. I'm not saying they're going to do that, but if they get the next goal, that'll make the difference 1 point in their favour. A thriller at Princes Park. The Crows coming back from the brink of defeat. Can they steal this match from Fitzroy? Kick out of the centre goes their way. Still inside the centre square. Kavanagh to Wine, who's been terrific. Bickley runs hard at the ball. Well played. Could have come up with a free kick. Now it's going to be Fitzroy's ball. It's taken away by Dunstan. After a good effort earlier by Dundas. Lynch leads out and marks.
McCarthy's by himself. He gets it down quickly.
He's gone quickly. McCarthy has to take the grab. Can't do so. Guard gives him some assistance in the forward pocket. Guard still trying to get it forward. There are plenty of Crows there. And it comes to Tregenza. And he steams away. 1 minute 13 left in this match. Can Fitzroy hang on? Can the Crows get the goal that they want? Hand pass quickly.
Free kick the Roos. Holding.
He's going to take his time, Roos.
Clock's still ticking down.
No, the time has stopped. Actually, the umpire's called time off.
Now Roos will take it. Roos goes out towards right half forward. Adelaide must mark this. Smart is there.
Free kick to
a holding decision. Bone, is he going to take it? Visca at left half back. He knows time's on the wing. He kicks up towards the centre square position, and a good mark for Fitzroy taken by Dunstan.
That's a pressure mark, Michael Dunstan. He's taking
a shocking kick by Visca in 2 minds, and then he goes for a mongrel,
getting rid of it.
Exactly right, a mongrel kick off the side of the boot. But I mentioned earlier, Peter, about being in front.
Well, here's Michael Dunstan. He's a beautiful kick normally. It's a 50-metre kick up the full forward. Great mark by Hart. Now, this is their last chance. They've got 17 seconds to kick a goal.
He's got to go straight down the centre.
Well, he's got a loose man. They've got a chance.
Now he's got to run.
Here's Scott Lee. Here's McDermott. Lee again. The Crows go forward. They must mark this ball. Manson at the back. Fitzroy got a mop up. Free kick, was it? No. There's the siren. Fitzroy win by 5 points. Magnificent game again between these two clubs.
Well, I suppose that's some sort of revenge for the 1-point loss to Adelaide. And look at the Adelaide players. That does tell it all. They gave their all. But Fitzroy just a little bit too steady. And great sportsmanship there. They lost by a point at Football Park, and they sneaked home today in not one of the great games of season 1993, but it was tough all day, it was close all day, and these two sides, under the conditions, put on a top display. So if Fitzroy get the points, Adelaide can still make the final 6, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult. The win today, Dom, would have just about sewn it up.
The destiny's not in their own hands. The destiny was in their hands today, and they surrendered that. They had the chances, they just didn't go as they should have from the start. They got back into the game.
Let's go down to Max Stevens on the boundary.
Chris McDermott, commiserations. Just the wheels seemed to fall off a whisker.
I suppose we had a bit of inefficiency with our use of the ball. I mean, we had enough of it to win, but you got to give Fitzroy credit. They fight, they battle, they're all hearts, and they certainly deserve the points today.
Well, one highlight, I suppose, was Tony Modric getting his 100.
Yeah, I guess it's a pity we couldn't have won for him to make it a bit more enjoyable for him. A great effort, and he was very good all day, but unfortunately the rest of us weren't.
Okay, we'll leave it there, mate. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Max, and well done. So Fitzroy getting the points by 5 points. 15-9-99, defeating Adelaide, who at Princes Park 13-16-94.
7 Sport congratulates Fitzroy. Next week on Real Life, political perks.
The only way it'll stop is through public pressure.
Taxpayer rip-off.
It's double dipping in the extreme.
Salary plus extras. Car, phone, travel. The outrageous scams and expenses that send political earnings through the roof.
Politicians are only people too.
The pill 30 years on. New evidence of a huge medical cover-up.
Who is at risk?
And protest over the competition that reveals all.
Behind closed doors.
Nude Australia. Real Life. 6:30 weeknights.
Don't you wish you could buy your new kitchen at trade prices? Now you can. Just choose a kitchen from Wallspan's range of quality builders' kitchens. They're all under $1,900, so you'll save hundreds. The Builder's Kitchen.
Fitzroy getting up the score by 5 points, kicking 5 goals, 3 in the final quarter to the Crows, 3 goals, 5. Major goal kickers for Fitzroy. Alistair Lynch finished up with 6. Matthew Armstrong got 2. And for Adelaide, it was Tony Modra. He got 7 goals and the remainder were singles. Well, a thrilling match here today, and as I said earlier, gentlemen, Fitzroy getting a little bit of revenge for the 1-point loss earlier in the year.
Yes, and Adelaide wouldn't like it, Peter. And just looking at those scores, the difference really from three-quarter time on was 5 points at every change. And they had their chances, Adelaide, especially in the last quarter, but Fitzroy just would not lie down.
It's amazing the great games these sides have had over the past 3 years. And but Adelaide, look, they had everything to gain today, and Fitzroy didn't have a lot to gain, and they weren't good enough to the task. I thought they were beaten at ground level too. I thought Tony McGuinness was a quiet player.
Well, Bickley was quiet. They had a lot of quiet players.
Wasn't a great player. They're two of their major ball winners. Jimmy Wind and Broderick, and the smaller Dundas and not Dundas on the wing. Number 32, Jason Baldwin, I should say, did particularly well, and I thought they were beaten at ground level, and that's usually a strength of the Adelaide Crows.
Well, that's right. Also, a couple of little mistakes in a pressure game. I love to see a team in a pressure situation to see how they react. A couple of times they were caught behind. You'd expect the ball to be punched to ground. It wasn't. They tried to mark, and Scott Lee trying to take on a couple of guys over in the last quarter on that outer flank. I mean, he had the chance to kick the ball. The guys were waiting, expecting the ball to be kicked. He tried to go around a guy. The ball taken away once again. So they've got to learn a few things, and they've really got to get their act together, especially when they come over here, because they've got to win as many games here as they do over home. The match stats, and they should favour Fitzroy. They have all day. And there's a different style in the game. And interesting that Adelaide have only had 124 a couple of weeks ago. I noticed they were averaging up around the 180 mark as far as handballs are concerned. Fitzroy today's had 153, but they've been chipping the ball around a lot, Fitzroy. What else can we glean from that? Marks was favouring Fitzroy, but Adelaide have caught up. Tackles reasonably even there, because that there was a discrepancy in that department as well, but everything else rather even.
You'd expect they should have won perhaps by more than 5 points if you look at those statistics.
Well, they did have a chance, didn't they? They were out by 17, 18 points in the last quarter, and this little fellow always picking up kicks. He's picked up 27 today, 27 possessions, Jim Wine.
Well, Tony Modra, he battled his heart out. 9 marks in difficult conditions for a full forward. 7 goals too. He didn't let them down. He is a great player, Tony Modra, and will only get better as time goes on.
And then the other full forward, he kicked 4 in the first. Yes, he did that. 1 in the second and 1 in the last. So he started sensationally taking Ben Hart apart, Alistair Lynch.
Well, Scott Lee, he made that bad mistake at the finish there, but he did give his all, and 12 kicks and 9 handballs, 6 marks. He's a good, solid performer, Scott Lee.
Matthew Armstrong, he's a terrific kick on the run, and he's picked up a number of possessions there, 31 in all. He was a good player again for Fitzroy.
David Brown, well, he's a little terrier. I like the way he goes about his game. 15 kicks, 6 handballs, a real little goer, and probably has to kick more goals and help Modra out in that department.
Right, thanks, Pete. And in just a few moments, we'll be checking the final scores from the other games being played today. But before we do that, as they come through, let's go to a man and his year. And today, it's a champion full forward.
This presents the man and the year.
The year was 1969, a year made memorable by Johnny Famechon's World Championship win over Jose Legra. A year in which Wonder Horse Vane won the Golden Slipper and Rocket Rod Laver won his second Grand Slam. In football, it was the year of the big race, the race between Hawthorn's Peter Hudson and Geelong's burly full forward Doug Wade for the 100-goal mark.
Well, it certainly was a big race. I think the turning point came when we played Fitzroy. I was 89 goals at that stage. Peter was into the 90s, and I thought that he was going to beat him. And luckily, on that particular day, I kicked 11 and raced ahead of him.
Over 267 games, the current proprietor of the Lakeside Leisure Centre on the shores of Melbourne's Albert Park Lake kicked 1,057 goals, the second greatest tally in league history. Memories of his high-flying a legend at Geelong. He was 3 times leading goal kicker in the league and was club captain before accepting a lucrative offer to join North Melbourne under the 10-year rule in 1973. Wade kicked a club record 103 goals for North in 1974 and figured in the Roos' first premiership the following year. For Cat fans, however, 1969 will remain one to savour. Big Doug kicked 127 goals and beat Peter Hudson by 7 goals for the title, and the emerging Peter McKenna of Collingwood by 30. For Wade and Geelong, the year, however, ended in anticlimax.
Well, we just got in and made the final, and I think if we played Richmond in the first semi, they kicked an enormous score. We kicked 7 goals. I think they kicked about 20-odd goals and absolutely got thrashed. It was just a very disappointing way of leaving 1969, which was a great year for me and for the club, but it was bad in that first semi-final.
Hugo's in love.
Totally spin scores of today's matches now. We won't be showing you the final score from Cardinia Park, Geelong, because a replay of that match coming up in just a few moments' time. Collingwood got up to win after trailing most of the day against St Kilda, 10-20-80. Bad kicking by the Woods, defeating the Saints 9-14-68, who were on top early. And Carlton coming home a little bit better against the Tigers. They often struggled against Richmond, 16-10, 106-12-11-83. One match scheduled for tomorrow to complete the round. Footscray, Melbourne and North Melbourne have the bye. It's Brisbane versus West Coast from the Gabba. Check your local guides for details of our coverage. Let's go downstairs for a wrap-up. Max Stevens.
Thanks, Peter. Well, as far as injuries are concerned for the Adelaide Crows, Brenton Sanderson, I think it would be fair to say, is suffering slight concussion, and whether he takes part in the Melbourne game will be determined next week. And Chris McDermott, who's been suffering from that rib injury all year, he is also going to be a question mark for that very important game as far as Adelaide's concerned against the Melbourne Demons at Football Park next week. As far as reports go, no reports according to one official, so we'll have to wait and see on that. And I suppose from an Adelaide point of view, Tony Modra kicking 7 goals was a highlight, but a little unfortunate, as Chris McDermott said after the game, that they couldn't win it for him. So that's it from the boundary, Pete. Back to you. And don't forget, just quickly, Tony Modra on Sports World with Bruce McAvaney tomorrow.
Good on you, Max, and you can go back to your pocket warmers now. Pretty cold out there on the boundary.
Don't you know it's magic? Oh, baby, it's magic. Sneak a little
has been a familiar sight and a familiar cry this year. Modra, what a mark. In a moment, Tony Modra to talk about the 100th goal yesterday and the match at Princes Park. Adelaide slipping a chance away there. But before that, the goals of the week. Bob and Dennis.
The goal of the week and the goal of the year are proudly sponsored by BP.
Last Sunday at the SCG, Leon Higgins gets this one wide of the pack. Finishes it off from just inside the 50. That's a good goal under pressure.
That's where he likes it. That's a sensational kick for goal.
And now a very quick player from Melbourne. Darren turning himself inside and on his least preferred foot, I think, Dennis, and a beautiful left foot goal.
Great kick, goal.
Darren Cowles.
And at the MCG on Friday night, Essendon against the Swans. Darren Buick, who gets them in clutches. He did that again on Friday night. Great goal on the run.
And we're going to see the master magician in action here. Pele just slipping it through with his left foot there, Gary Ablett, the genius in front.
Nonchalance in the pocket, same game. Darren Jarman this time. From about 35 metres, sharp angle, and he steers it through. Great goal.
Sensational goal as well.
The late Grace Farmer, look at him. Mark Bairstow from a great distance out, making the fans in the Hickey stand behind there jump up with glee.
And the big man's got mobility here. Peter Everett picks it up, as clean as you like, and from about 45 metres out, bends it back on the breeze. Great kick.
And Collingwood's great white hope, Severio Rocker, there he is, just punching another one through for the Magpies to put them into the finals.
And at last we can say, Bob, it's unanimous between you and I this morning. We've gone for Darren Cowell of Melbourne. That was a great goal. Here it is again. Beats a man with a spin turn on his left foot, about 2 metres in from the boundary line. Sharp angle, and Rodney Grinter helps out right on the goal line.
Bobby, Peter Dacos would have sued you if you'd given that to Gary Ablett today, kicking that one off the ground.
You know I don't do that, Bruce.
They're the goal-kicking progressives. Ablett 116. Will he win the Coleman medal? Well, Modra has one more chance. He's got 3 to play. Ablett's got 2. Modra's on 105. Dunstall 98. Rocker, Longmire and Sumich. Well, what do you think, Neil? Adelaide's credibility as a fair dinkum finals team after yesterday?
No, they worry me. They fumbled like mad in the first quarter. I don't know why. That we're going to ask Tony in a moment. I just don't know why they can't win away from Football Park. But I think it was Fitzroy's extra fitness. I think their legs bleed in the last quarter. And also they didn't mess around with the ball as much as what the Crows did. I gave all the credit in this nail-biter to Robert Shaw. He was cheered when he came into the press conference afterwards, and why not? Because he was able to rev them up in the last quarter where the others died. He also used his players very, very well. He's a master at getting the best or the most out of all his players. Now, he played McCarthy at half-back, and Ruse, McCarthy and Kavanagh were exceptionally good all day, particularly in the third quarter. He used Manson very well. He had Satori went to the bench, and then Manson came on, and of course he was nice and fresh in the finish.
Well, Neil, if Shaw's getting the best out of his players, what do they need to take that next step and present as a finals contender?
Just a couple more players, and I think a bit of steadiness around the club. I mean, they responded yesterday. Dyson Hall-Lacey's doing the job off the field, and Robert Shaw's doing it on the field. They haven't been far away. They've been terribly competitive.
Neil, talking about the Crows, Nigel Smart, very versatile player. Where did they use him yesterday? Where was he of best value?
Well, Smart had to play on Lynch, of course, and they made a big mistake early. They had young Hart on Lynch, and he gave him too much latitude, and he's far too small. Actually, that's what's wrong with the Crows at the moment. Smart is an excellent centre-half forward and should be left there, but they had to play him on Lynch, and they were one tall short in the finish.
I think Robin's been a big miss to them when you look back, because he was emerging as a player. We better
and
get
Maynard, of course.
Yes, and Maynard. You better get your votes, Neil.
Oh, yeah. Well,
3-2-1, Neil.
3-2-1. There they are. Jason. Well, they usually are. Tell you what, they named a chicken after you.
That's enough.
3 for Jason Baldwin, who was used off his wing in defence. That was another good ploy. 2 to John McCarthy, who played excellently on the half-back flank. Went to the to centre-half forward just for a smidgen in the last quarter, but back there again. And 1 to Alistair Lynch, who played very straight, strong football that won the match in the last quarter for Fitzroy.
Well, they said in the Adelaide newspaper that Tony Modras had more photographs taken of him and been more photographs published than the Premier of South Australia, Lynn Arnold. I'm not sure what that says about footy and politics, Tony, but you certainly have been in the public eye. Congratulations on the 100 goals.
Thanks a lot.
They said you'd been in the nervous 90s for 2 or 3 weeks. Was it a nervous 90s for you?
Yeah, it was. I mean, there were a couple there I missed in the 90s, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, I just virtually went on with it, and I'm just grateful that I kicked me 100.
Well, not many people have kicked 100 in a season. What was your immediate thoughts when you were lining up, went back, had the shot, and then put it through?
I was just hoping it was go through so we can just get on with the game, really, and hopefully we could lift the side, but unfortunately it just didn't happen that way.
Get the 2 goals out of the way as quickly as possible and then get on with the job.
Yeah, that's right.
Tony, what was the difference between last year when you were a good player, but I felt you just put your toe in the water, and this year when you've really emerged as a coming great?
Yeah, well, I had a taste of this level last year, but unfortunately I had a couple of injuries there where I broke my ribs and so forth, but then I did a hard pre-season and went on from there. This year it was good.
Right.
Tony, did the Crows have too many possessions for the number of kicks? By that, do they have too many handballs before they put the ball in the right place? And is that why they don't play well over here? They fiddle with it a bit too much.
Yeah, not necessarily that. I think we're just lacking confidence when we do play over here. I mean, what we really need to do is we've got to win a few more games over here so we can just get on with the job. I mean, we're just lacking confidence, like I said, and what we're going to do is virtually just just get on with the game.
Believe in yourself. I mean, if you can play well in Adelaide, you've got to keep watching replays of those games because you're playing on a football ground over here, so you've got to believe in yourself.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Tony, what happens to Scotty Hodges now that you're the 100-goal century goal kicker at Adelaide? Is there a spot for him in the side, and how do you go when he plays alongside you in the pocket? How do you approach it in that situation?
Well, it takes the pressure off both of us when he's there, I think, and just hopefully one of us can kick the goals.
Is there a spot in the side for him while you're kicking 100 goals?
I think there is, yes.
Where? Very diplomatic.
In the forward pocket.
Well, Tony, just going back to the start of the season, did you get an assurance from Graham Corns that you would be the full forward? Was there some security of tenure there for you, or did you just sort of evolve?
Well, at the start of the year, Scotty had the main position, but unfortunately he had an injury at the start of the year, and I just took on from there, and it's just worked out well for me, I suppose.
Tony, where did you get that leap from? Have you been a natural athlete? Were you a high jumper or something?
Oh, I was a bit of a high jumper in my younger days when I was at high school, yeah.
Is it in the family? Because your brother's going for his 100 goals, isn't he, this weekend in Renmark or somewhere?
Yeah, well, he's got about 86. He's got about 4 or 5 games to go, so hopefully he can...
I have to ask you, how much fan mail do you get? How many letters a week?
A fair bit. I try to read them all, but...
Do you answer them all?
Yeah, I answer them all, yeah.
Oh, there you are.
What's a fair bit, Tony? Is it 10, 20, 50?
A minute.
Oh, yeah, about 100 a week, I suppose.
100 a week.
You're resting easy with that at the moment? Is it difficult to concentrate?
No, well, I've got a manager at the moment now, which has helped me out a lot. It helps me concentrate on my football a bit more.
Does he answer the letters?
He's got writer's cramp.
And why didn't you want to talk to the media yesterday after the game?
I was open to the media after the game, so I don't think anyone approached me.
Well, it was incorrectly reported then in the papers today because they said that basically you said you didn't want to talk to the media. Not correct?
No,
well, I'm glad we've
correct.
cleared that up.
What about Zanotti yesterday? Did he worry you?
Any fullbacks worry you. I mean, you just got to try to work them out during the game, that's all. And work out their
You
bad
seem to
points.
work Mick Martin out and the Richmond fullbacks. You don't have any trouble with them?
No.
The day and the night issue, Tony, which do you prefer? What about playing a night final? Would you like to play a night final?
Just want to play
I
a
don't think
final.
it'll bother me. Just want
Doesn't
to play
matter
the
one way or
final.
the
That's
other.
what we're worried about.
Well, what's his next ambition? I mean, he's got 100. What's next?
Just hopefully I can continue on with it.
Maybe a finals game would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Tony, thanks for your time. Good luck for the rest of the year.
Thanks a lot.
105 goals so far.